Right, so Gorm, Ostred's son, finds himself, after receiving a letter from his friend Big Owl Calazorn, of the former sheriff of Tribor, heading on the way to his ranch to meet old Big Al, as it were. He is travelling with his friend Pickled Pete. What do you think his relationship to Pickled Pete would be like?
I imagine he's someone who he sort of it's definitely like Gorm's in charge.
Yeah.
And he sort of not chides, but he's always telling Pickle Pete to like get his head out his arse and all stuff like that. But really, they're good friends.
Yeah. Okay. Bear me 1 second.
I just realised I don't have Beyond 20.
Pete. Let me quickly move you over to just a map of the Sword Coast. Or this one, sorry. So, if you see on the far right, east of Coneyberry, Gorm has made his way along the trail, the Tribor Trail, from the city of Tribor to see his old friend Big Al on Butterskull Ranch. Do you think during the first sort of the sort of leg of this journey, him and Pickle Pete would have encountered anything, or if they would have chatted about anything?
So, Gorm is the kind of guy who he's not very inconspicuous. So he's very conspicuous. He's got his horn, and sometimes he just likes blowing off at random.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that would have caused any alarm or anything like that.
Let's find the fuck out, because I'm not going to play out any combat encounters just yet. But we are going to... This is the sort of prelude to you coming here. So can you roll a D100 for me?
Yeah.
To see what your horn might have awoken. 31. Okay, let me quickly roll something. So, as your journey passes along the Tribal Trail, you, at some point during the journey, I imagine Gorm is quite happily blowing on his horn as Pickle Pete sort of does a kind of little jaunty Mary Poppins-esque dance next to him, and unfortunately they disturb a number of disturb a giant's wasp's nest. I can't say that word. As the horn, just the noise from it itself causes the trees to rattle, and a giant wasp, I cannot say that word, giant wasp's nest falls from the tree and chases them at some point down the road. How would Gorm react to that, do you think?
At first he would have probably tried to fight the wasp nest, and then he would have realised it wasn't a creature.
Mm-hmm.
So then he would have started running, because he can't hit the bees with his hammer.
Let's see. Roll a D100 for me. I want to see if I'm going to roll one for Pickle Pete as well. I think it's a fairly low chance. Okay. He's alright. Oh, Pickle Pete, though, does get stung a number of times by these wasps, and unfortunately does create a number of boils across his face and his arms that are sort of plaguing him for the next few days. He's itching at them, he's scratching them, trying to find like natural salves in nature, as one might do to alleviate the symptoms of such a encounter.
He'd comment on it by being like, "By Moradin, Pickle Pete, you're uglier than you were before! Ha ha!"
I don't know what the voice to use for this guy. I was gonna... Let's let me think.
Slightly cowed.
Yeah. Hey man, it's all right, man. I got a pretty face, you know, pretty face.
Well, if we go to the Butterskull Ranch, you probably slaver some of that skull on your skull to get rid of it.
Oh, I can't wait, man. Just feel the butter all over my boiler skin. It's awful stingy like Gorm.
Well, you know, he like spits on his hand and like rubs it. Good as you.
Oh, thanks, pal. Thanks, Gorm. You're such a good friend. I really like when you're blowing on your horn at them wasps.
Well, I think of doing it again. Gorm would have a habit of when he tells a joke and nobody laughs, he blows on the horn.
I love that. That's great.
And stares at them to try and laugh. God damn it.
So the journey takes you some time, but little encounters like this happen along the way as the big person. You might pass a group of traders at some point who I imagine Gorm might make a big fuss about, a big noise about, and maybe Pickle Pete has a bit too much to drink one night and maybe share stories around a campfire before eventually you end up arriving at Butterskull Ranch.
Butterskull Ranch something you made up, or is it in the book?
It is in the book. Let me quickly
I love it either way.
What would be better music? Let's just do Driftwood. That's a good one. So arriving at Butterskull Ranch, you see that there are a number of farmhands around the area. You make your way in from an easterly direction, passing by the cornfields. You see a number of the farmhands might recognise you, a man in his early 20s that you would recognise to be
He would definitely blow the horn to signal his arrival.
And as you blow the horn, in almost as in like a response, a few moments later, you see this like sort of two-story building of the farmhouse. You see the upper floor, the sort of open shutter windows just fly open, and the big sort of warm face of Big Al sticks his head out, his dark skin, his big thick grey beard, his sort of curled moustache that goes up, and from the side he also pulls out his own horn and just goes and starts blowing back into it to signal that Gorm and Big Al have once again crossed paths.
Yeah, Gorm would be like, "You doing all right there, you Butterskull bastard?"
It's good to see an old friend called Gorm once again. I'm doing just fine, thank you.
Oh, it's been a long time, Al. It's been a long time.
It's been too long.
Brought Petey Boy here with me as well.
Right, Petey Boy. And he kind of goes and slaps him on the back, and Pete's like, yeah, that's great, man. He's like, good to see you both, good to see you. Well, I assume you got my letter. It's scary times, they so scary. Not for someone like me, not for someone like Big Al Calazorm. But
well, not like Gorm Osgoodson either, but, maybe for old Pete Boy here.
Yeah, man, you got any of those Butterskulls? He's like, oh, for you, Petey, you can have as many Butterskulls as you like. And he kind of calls over to one of the farmhands. He's like, get Petey a Butterskull then. And he sort of like runs inside and is like, yes, Big Al.
Don't have one for his face. Look at it. It's a mess.
I was gonna say, I thought maybe he'd got the scarlet fever, but...
Oh, we just had some trouble with some wasps.
Yeah,
well,
man,
not trouble.
No, not trouble you around, Gorm, but is this, you trying to get in the honey again, Pete? He's like, yeah, no, man, I just, I just wanted something to take the edge off.
Gorm would get his horn, put it where his penis is, and be like, the horn's just too loud, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean, old friend. I do know what you mean. Pretty funny, yeah, pretty funny. And, well, you know, all this news of a dragon flying. I don't, you know, I think it's, you know, it could just be a load of old bollocks as far as I'm concerned. But whatever's in the hills, as you know, seems to think that this is happening. And, well, if you got my letter, you know why we're here.
Yeah. Probably just some, you know, big lizard with wings or something.
Well, it does describe a dragon, Gorm.
Kind of looks better. Well, that's what Pete said anyway. I've never seen one.
Well, either way, if it's real or not, the farmhands are scared out of their things, you know. And I found, like I said in the letter, found a bloody knoll in with my chickens.
What's well coming to?
I know, when you can't even trust your chicken pen to be free of gnolls, the world has gone to absolute hell.
Did you manage to get it? Did you,
oh, yeah. Look, come and have a look. And he kind of takes you around the back and he, like, pulls out the head of this gnoll that he's, like, impaled on a spike outside the sort of thing. He's like, I put it out here to scare him off, you know. Any more try and mess with Big Al.
Gorm goes up to it and he's like, oh, it's a big one. It's a big one.
Yeah, I reckon there's more of them. Seen him at night, you do. Seen him at night crawling around the hills and that. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Well, you got any leads on him? You know, don't really need them, but, you know, anything would help.
Well, as far as I'm aware, they're coming from straight direct south here. I reckon that they're, you know, they must have used to live up in the mountains like monsters like them do.
Oh, yeah. Mountains.
I reckon they got some sort of hideout nearby in the hills.
It's a good guess. Big Al.
I've been...
always said you had a brain.
Yeah, I've got, you know, Mum said I had two. One for farming and one for fighting.
Oh, yeah, and one for butt skulls. It's free.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you put that in it. Or something. I don't know how it works.
Well, you know, the butter skulls aren't real skulls, Gorm. And he winks at you.
How do you make them? You like put them together with your hands?
I'll have to show you sometime. I have to get in with the... In fact, come on, let's go in. And he kind of leads you into this farmhouse where there's like a number of workers like churning like big like vats of butter, and there's like one guy at the end. He sort of brings you over and he's like, this right here is the lovely Jessica. And she's like, hi there. And he's like,
mind if I try some of your butter? And he'd like, can he dip his hand into the...
of course, yeah.
He'd dip like his whole forearm in, and then he'd like lick up the whole forearm. It's like, but how's that turn into a skull?
Well, that's why I introduced you to old Jessica here. She quite handily, and Jessica, if you want to show him some of the art, as I like to call it, the art. And she's like, sure. Well, I take the butter and I mould it into a big ball, and she like brings out this like big sphere of like just pure butter. And then she says, well, and then I take this carving knife and I carve it into the shape of a skull. It's just simple as that, but you never think that, you know, just the best idea I've ever had, really.
Oh, it's great. That Big Al, it's great. Wish I had it myself.
You know, if I was still back in my sheriff days, back in Tribal, you know, it was hard life, as you know, Gorm, you know, bar life in Tribal, trying to get by, all kind of goblins and orcs around, and I thought, you know, what better place to spend my retirement, you know, closer to the bastards. They try and mess with me now, I can really give them what's for, you know.
You ever think about franchising this little butt skull thing, you know, sending it other locations?
Well, I could, you know, but I just, you know, you don't trust, you know, these kind of people, do you? You want to send it, you send someone else in charge, put it with someone else in charge down near Neverwinter or Waterdeep, and then you start thinking, well, is it really Big Al butter skulls?
Well, I've got a proposition for you, if you want to listen.
I'll always listen to you, Gorm. You're my old friend.
Huh? He's like, how about, instead of these 50 gold pieces you propose,
Right, I'm listening.
you give me, teach Pickle Pete, he nods at Pickle Pete, how to make one of these butter skulls.
Right.
Right. I'll go, far away, so I'm not intruding on your business.
Right, I'm listening.
And then we can both be butter skull buddies. And he does open arms eh?
Do a persuasion check for me. This is a pretty high DC.
Butter skull buddy. Oh shit. Is that coming up on here?
Yeah.
Oh, it did.
He says, I don't know, Gorm, like I said, it's not really the same as Big Al's butter skulls, is it? Maybe you can make, I don't know, gutter balls, Gorm's gutter balls.
Kind of thinks. What about? I'm going to do an intelligence check for him. Okay, he's got 10 intelligence. Why is this rolling?
There you go, it is. 10. Might just be being a bit laggy.
What about Big Al's butter bushes? As he looks at a bush off in the distance.
Butter bushes? Right, like bushes made out of the butter.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick to butter skulls, to be honest, mate. I think it's, Jessica knows what she's doing. We've got a good operation here. But, you stick to what you're good at, and he pans over a bag containing 50 gold pieces and says, you spend this wisely and you come back and I'll have another 50 gold for you once the job's done.
Sounds great, Big Al. Right, I think, business is a bit, above me. I'm more of a... He taps his huge sword on his side.
That's why I hired you, mate. That's why I hired you. You could have been sheriff of Tribor, I reckon.
Nah.
Bloody bureaucracy.
Nah.
Kicking an old man like me out. Kind of gets a bit fired up. Anyway.
Yeah, Gorm would all this time would just be licking the butter off his arm.
Yeah. Pickle Pete's like, how's it butter, man? You liking that butter?
Holds out his arm. Try if you want, Pete.
Oh yeah, I have a little taste. And he kind of leans in and licks his hat. Oh, it's nice and salty.
Careful now, boy. Lick my arm. Lick the butter.
And he licks the butter and he's just slurping it up off his arm.
He takes it down. It's that's enough.
Right, well, let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in I don't know how long it'll take you, maybe a week.
Well, we'll see.
Right,
see you later, mate. And then he'd pull out his horn and be like,
And he pulls out his, and they just both together.
Yeah. He looks at Pickle Pete and he's like, if you're good, you'll get one of these one day, Pete.
I hope so, man. I'd love my own horn, I just... Back in the, in the inns and taverns, I just, I'd love to let it rip.
Well, gotta make sure you got a sensible head on you first.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Keep praying to Hanseef. Well, you do that every day, though, don't you?
Yeah, always, man. Yeah, I'm always ready to go, and he kind of pulls out a little flask and just takes a sip, and he's like, yeah, to Hanseef, always our patron.
Just gives him a hearty slap on the back, and he's like, come on then, let's get this show on the road.
Right, so how does
Gorm is gonna be such a weird addition to that group.
Yeah, a little bit. So how this is sort of going to play out is my brain. Gorm can kind of prepare for this mission however he likes. How experienced is Gorm in combat? Do you think he's quite experienced?
I would say he Osdred. Osdred was very experienced, right, when they started the.
Yeah.
He would be not that experienced, but he'd have a lot more natural talent than Osdred.
Okay. In that case, then I'd say that, like Gorm would know that, when he goes on missions and does things for people like Big Al and other like missions he might have taken on in the past, he's not stupid when it comes to like preparing for stuff. He knows like this is how he stayed alive. Like he's not really worked with a bigger group before. He only really picked up Pete sort of relatively recently, and he's worked alone, I imagine, like before then. So there's a number of options really. He's got he can do. He could now he's got his sort of money prepared. He could quite easily travel back to Tribor, and he could spend his money he's got. I've given him like a starting amount of gold that I've rolled for, and it should be in his character sheet. Yeah. Plus you got the extra 50, and then you got the extra 50 obviously that Big Al's given you. But you could go to Tribor and prepare by buying equipment. You could buy other items in Tribor as well, like potions and things like that.
How big is Coneyberry?
Coneyberry is in fact a destroyed, ruined town. There's nothing there. He would know that. It's quite a famous area in this sort of part, so there wouldn't be anything there to buy, unfortunately. The nearest civilized place would be Tribor, really, which isn't too far. Yeah,
I think he would travel back to Tribor then, just to make sure he's got everything he needed.
Let me just go and drag you here then. So how I imagine this playing out is sort of like during this time you really tell me how you think Gorm would prepare for this mission. He's within the Tribor is a bustling trading post, so it's going to have a lot of stuff. It would have everything on the adventuring gear handout and the swords and shields one, which you should have under supplemental material in your thing. Furthermore, Gorm is smart enough to also know that there's also a lot of other things he could do, which I've been looking at in the Dungeon Master's Guide. He could hire on like hirelings, which is something that he's probably, I imagine, would have done in the past. He would know that hirelings, for the sake of D&D's sake, you can get like skilled hirelings and untrained hirelings. Untrained hirelings are really sort of more labourers, like maids and similar size of work, like porters and stuff like that. But like a skilled hireling is really going to be someone who's more like a mercenary, a scribe, or an artisan, that kind of thing. I imagine that if a hireling really is someone who's probably already works for some kind of mercenary company or is unlikely to join you permanently, but is someone who can sort of pad out the group if you want to pay up front for them. Obviously, you could risk not doing it, but obviously having those extra hands could help a lot.
Definitely.
You could also buy like horses and other things like that. You tell me what you want to do, and then I'll...
Okay. So, one thing I think he should do is see how much he knows about gnolls.
Yeah, do a survival check for me. Or a nature check, sorry.
It's really weird. It rolls the dice and then sends it. Don't know why it's doing that now.
There might have been some kind of update.
10.
So he doesn't know much about their sort of origin or anything, I'd say. But what he does know is that gnolls are aggressive. They are very much like wolves. They hunt in packs. They're likely to... If there's one gnoll, it's likely that there's more than one. He would also think they hunt with hyenas at their sides often. They tend to sort of live in kind of small tribes. on the sort of outskirts of society, like higher up in the mountains and things like that.
How far south would he think they were from Big Al's place?
Based on the fact that Big Al has seen them and they're like making their way to Butterskull Ranch, you think that based off where the hills are, maybe they could be as close as 5 to 6 miles away.
Okay, that's good. So knowing that, he wouldn't want to take like horses and stuff.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
He knows not Vicious, so he probably would want to get. How much do hirelings cost?
So a hireling, a skilled hireling, would cost you 2 gold pieces per day, but most mercenaries do ask up front for a week's pay of service. So it would cost you 14 gold pieces per hireling.
So he thinks this will probably take about a week.
Probably in total, the journey, like going... Well, you're at Tribor now, so... let me just quickly look at a map, because...
He's just trying to work out if he wants to take 1 or 2.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Let's just quickly figure it out, shall we? Where is...
Also, does Pickle Pete have any weapons?
He does, yeah. How do I do the fucking thing on this thing?
I really like this adventuring gear stuff.
Oh yeah, that's like, you can add all of that stuff from the information tab. That's not in Xanathar's, that's just in...
Shit. I'm gonna do that in every single campaign I have.
Yeah, it's really fucking useful. I've started doing it as well. How do I use this fucking interactive map? I've never figured it out.
In fact, it has the prices on. It's just pretty useful.
Here. So, it's probably going to take you about, to get back to Big Al's Ranch, probably like 2.5 days, maybe?
Okay.
So it's not that long, really.
28 gold.
But
okay.
you still would have to pay them sort of up front. That 14 gold is their initial fee, and then 2 gold per day after that would be their fee.
Oh, okay. How greedy is he? Well, he gets 100 gold overall for this. He doesn't want it cutting into too much. How much is an unskilled labourer as well?
An unskilled hireling would be 2 silver pieces per day. But I will just tell you outright, because I think I want this to be kind of like a bit of a challenge. This is going to be quite hard. And obviously I don't want Gorm to be killed off in this session. And I think Gorm's not stupid enough to go in and get himself killed either. Like, he's an adventurer. He knows what he's doing. He's used to doing this kind of thing. So you certainly could hire unskilled hirelings as well. But for the sake of a skilled hireling is going to use the guard stat block. An unskilled hireling is a commoner stat block.
Oh god, yeah, okay.
So,
I think he wants 2 skilled hirelings to come with him.
Yeah. Okay, so that'd be 28 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Let's, for the sake of... so we've got like a little bit of... the hirelings, they're not going to really stick around forever. It's nice to have a bit of roleplay, I think. And God, I really recommend just like going through the Dungeon Master's Guide, because like, I know it's like so like simple to just be like, it's easy to ignore it or whatever. But it's so much. There's lots of little good things. So I'm going to do a bunch of or I'll let you do the rolls. Actually, I think that's more fun. Roll a 2d20 to start with, to see what kind of sort of appearance of the 2 mercenaries you end up hiring as your skilled hirelings.
What was it? A d20 or
just two straight d20s, just to see what kind of like just going to sort of generate these NPCs on the fly. 6 and a 9. So one of them has like a big, unusual, pronounced scar across his face that sort of cuts up from his mouth and goes all the way up into his ear, and the other has they're both humans. The other has like two weird, sort of strange eye colors. One eye is completely white, and the other eye is like this sort of like bloodshot kind of red with a bit of blue in there.
Okay.
Roll me a 2d6. Let's see how this might affect their scores. So a 1 and a 5. So the first one is pretty good because he's powerful in strength. So I'll just put that in the thing. So the first one. So he gets a little bit of a bonus to strength because of that.
So it's Scarface.
Yeah, Scarface gets a bonus to strength. If in fact, if you could make notes for me and even like type it in the chat, that would be super useful. The second one is the number 5. So he's more good at wisdom. He's more perceptive, a bit more insightful.
So he's got a +1 to what? Wisdom?
+1. He'd have +1 to wisdom, yeah.
Okay, got Scarface and Bloody Eye.
Mm-hmm.
I'll type it in when we've done it all.
Yeah, that's fine. And then roll me 2 more d6 to see what their bad skill is. I'd say they'd get a +1, as in they get 2 to their score, so they don't have +1 modifier, if that makes sense. A 2 and a 5. So Scarface is clumsy and fumbling, as his dexterity is -2 because of that.
I can imagine this guy already. He's a big potato man.
Yes, definitely. And the second one is a 5. Re-roll the 5 because he's already good at wisdom. So 3. So he's quite sickly and pale. You think possibly he's got some kind of disease, especially with the strange eye situation going on. He gets -2 to his con.
My God, it's not that guy, is it?
Which guy?
The guy out of the one shot we did up here that you did. Magnus.
Oh, Magnus. I mean, I suppose it could be. Maybe his cousin or something. Roll me 2 more d20. (14) and a 9. So 14. So the Scarface is an excellent carpenter, and I think he probably got his injury maybe in the process of learning carpentry. And then finally a 9. And the disease guy is a great impressions. He does quite a good impression of both you and Pickle Pete.
Oh yeah, he would have loved that.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to chase him.
And then finally... not finally. Roll me 2 more d20. A 7 and a 13. So a 7. So the sort of... This makes sense. The big kind of Scarface guy makes... he sort of talks in whispers mostly. He's quite quiet, like foreboding. Yeah, this makes perfect sense.
This guy, yeah.
The disease guy fidgets like constantly, so he's
Which also seems
very appropriate. And finally, let us. Let's roll. Roll me 2 d12s. 7 and a 9. So, the big Scarface guy is very brutally honest with people, whilst the disease guy, who is fidgety and very irritable. I think we've got a pretty good idea of what kind of characters these are now.
Yeah.
So, feel free to post that in the chat, and I will. Let's generate some names for them as well. I think Scarface is already a good name for that guy, to be honest. Name generator human. So let's just call that guy Scarface, and let's call the other guy. I think he's Tucker Cornelio, because I quite like that name. So let me quickly generate their stat blocks.
He's gonna give him a nickname, Bloodcorn.
Bloodcorn, I love it. So let me...
Like unicorn.
what am I doing? Let's just put these here for now. Let's duplicate the stat block. So we've got the first one being... So the first guy is, he's called Scarface. And I'll pop him in your thing so you can edit him as well. And he has got, what scores did he get? He got a...
I've got it in the chat. So it's a Scarface.
Yeah, so he got +2 to his strength.
Yep. -2 to Dex.
And then -2 to Dex. Okie doke. Nice. And then we've got old... what was his called again? Bloodcorn.
Tucker Cornelius, I think.
Yeah, Tucker...
Or Cornelio, sorry.
I quite like Cornelius, to be honest. That sounds better to me.
Okay.
Cornelius. And then we'll pop that in there for you as well. And he got to his stats a... +2 to wisdom and -2 to con. Okay. His wisdom goes up a bit. His con goes down a bit. Which actually means his wisdom would be +3. But he goes perception, sorry, because they have proficiency in perception cards too. Cool. So I will pop those two characters in the Journey to Gorm. Journey of Gorm handout. Folder, sorry. And then we got Scarface. Cool. So you should be able to control those now when we go into combat. So you hide on your two hirelings. We've got an idea of their personality. Is there anything else Gorm would like to buy in preparation for this?
Yeah. So he wants to buy two people tents.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think that's 4 GP.
Yeah, feel free to take off the gold as you go.
Yeah. He wants to buy a heavy crossbow for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Which how much is that?
And of course, you can also feel free to deck out your hirelings or Pete any way you want to. You can buy armor for them if you want.
This was what I was thinking. What do they start with?
So the guards have, in their stat block, they have both a shield and a chain shirt. Pete, I do not believe is even proficient in anything above light armor, but let me double check for you. Sidekicks, and he's an expert. Experts are... What are they proficient in? All simple weapons are 2 choices. Yeah. So, do they even have? How can you tell? I think it's just light armor they're proficient in.
So he's got a short sword, a dagger. They can use that two-handed, right?
The short sword, I don't think so. I think it's just one-handed. But
that's just monks, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, is that? I don't actually know. Don't think so. I think short sword is one-handed. Because it's finesse,
is it light?
Isn't it? Yeah, it is light.
So you can use the dagger in the offhand, right?
Yes, you can, yeah.
Yeah, so he's already got that. He's got good armor. And the other guys, what are they? Where did you put... Oh, there they are.
Yeah, just Journey for Gorm.
Spear. Oh, they don't have any ranged weapons.
No, only throwing their spear, which they would then lose access to.
He will buy them both. Just so they've got more options.
His HP is slightly less as well.
Oh, shit. Where's... Oh, Marshall. He would buy them both. Oh, God. 25 GP on the thing being like, I get it back after. He'd buy them both a short bow.
Yeah, I think that's more than fair. I'll add that to their character sheet for you.
They need rations, or they have their own food.
I think they would provide their own rations. I think that would be a bit unreasonable. What's the range on a short bow?
Look.
Proficiency bonus is 2, so...
Short bow, 80 feet, slash 320 feet.
And what's the damage roll?
1d6 plus dex. God, that one guy.
Cool.
He would probably tell Bloody Eye try not to get in combat.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
But Scarface, he would give him... Scarface has a spear.
I think also Gorm would know that, like, any hirelings he has hired in the past of mercenaries that aren't, for this price, like, if you want to hire a proper adventurer, that's really, like, you know, you're hiring a sidekick, which is a lot more money. Probably more than he can afford. Really is, like, at the end of the day, if they get in trouble, they're probably not going to, like, come in and help save him or whatever. They're very much, you know, they're focused on their shit.
He'll buy one thing for Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to buy him a Morning Star.
Okay, Morning Star. Is he also going to buy how many arrows for the short bow? For each of them? Actually, a +4 to hit with the
probably
Morning
about
Star.
20 each.
Okay. Do you want to look up how much that costs?
Yeah, I can't remember. Is it in the weapons or in the...
It should be, yeah. It should be under weapons, I believe.
Crossbow. Where is it? Light.
Could click out for you if you want. They're 1 gold piece for... Doesn't say how many you get.
I think it'd be 10.
Yeah, I think it's 10.
So he'll buy... Does Pete need him as well?
Pete would have his own.
Okay. So he'll buy 4 gold pieces worth, so 20 each.
Okay, I'll write that in there thing. Morning Star, how much damage does that do? 1d8, nice.
Yeah, I thought it's probably worth it. It's cheap.
Definitely.
And God, what else? Then he needs arrows, heavy. He needs crossbow bolts for himself. Well, you buy each of them a torch as well.
And each of them a torch. Okie doke, that's fine.
And he would give a hooded lantern to Pickle Pete.
Cool. And one thing you can do on your character sheet, I've got Tom and Hannah to do, is you can add a chest to your inventory and just call it Pete's inventory, and that he can carry anything that's on there.
How do you do that? Backpack?
You should, on equipment, if you just search chest, it should come up. And I think it's the heaviest one they can carry, which is quite useful. I think it's like 300 pounds of equipment, which is about what I'd imagine they'd be able to carry with all their stuff.
Chest. So let's get space. So what else did Pete have? Or did I just give him?
Pete.
Hooded lantern.
Hooded lantern, yes.
Got all those guys decked out. I've got Gorm, 20 arrows, crossbow bolts. Whew.
You would be able to buy like any like potions of healing here as well.
Oh shit, yeah.
If there's anything like that you'd want. What else is there? I'm just looking through the different things.
Ace crossbow. Oh, it's a separate container just for crossbow bolts. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really good, the containers now in D&D Beyond. That's one thing I do love. The inventory management is a lot better than Roll20s.
He will also buy a potion of healing.
Yeah.
So that's 50, right?
Mm-hmm. I would say another thing you could buy, if you wanted to, this town would be selling mastiffs, that trained mastiffs, for 25 gold pieces.
Oh, fuck. Hell yeah! He hasn't got much money left, but he's doing it.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
He's going to call him Meatball.
I'll add a mastiff stat block to your thing and call him Meatball, because that's pretty fucking great. Duplicate. Mastiff down there for now. I will say Mastiff because in this campaign you've got your one sidekick and he's not a proper sidekick.
Yeah.
But he just has the stat book. He won't make death saves or anything like that. He'd have to do something pretty fucking awesome to get leveled up to a sidekick.
Yeah.
I'll put him in the journey of Gorm for now. Awesome. You've got yourself a Mastiff.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Okay, awesome. So if you are done preparing, tell me how you think Gorm would begin trying to find this the location of where these gnolls might be hiding out. You know that they are sort of directly south, probably from Big Owl's ranch, Butterskull Ranch, but obviously it's still down to you how you think Gorm would go about, finding them and preparing for that.
He would. Can he get Pickle Pete to help him?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like, Pete, come on now, let's get to work.
Yeah, man, I'm right on it. Just let me finish off this ale.
He'd look round at the group and he's like, well, anyone, we're going to spread out. We're going to look for dead things they might have killed, tracks, like paw tracks, that kind of thing. See if we can find where his blighters went.
Just the big Scarface just nods in your direction, and then the sort of smaller kind of fidgety one just like, yep, I got it.
Remember what I said, Bloodcorn, stick at the back, don't want you dying. Just use the short bow I gave you.
Yes, boss.
All like to hear. So, can you do a survival check to have a look for the things you mentioned?
You certainly can, yeah.
With advantage?
Yeah, if Pete's helping you, do it with advantage for me.
18,
very good. I'm going to say with that, it would take you, on your travels, obviously, another sort of 2 days to make your way back from Tribor. But you do find yourself making your way back past Big Owl's ranch to the south, and then sort of then beginning this searching for tracks and searching for anything. And I think the first thing that Pickle Pete would notice, he's like, hey man, there's something over here, and he kind of like leans down into the dirt and he like puts his fingers straight into this big pile of dung on the floor, and he like takes a big sniff of it and he's like, what'd you make of this, man?
Gorm would go over, he'd stick his finger into it,
yeah,
he'd like give it a little taste. Would you be able to tell if it's
It's got the best way to describe it, it's very kind of like rich, kind of almost like meaty taste to it.
Yeah, they eat a lot of meat, don't they?
Yeah,
100%. He'd be like, Meatball, come here, boy, come here, Meatball.
It's like a huge mastiff, like runs up beside you, slobbering everywhere. Just like
he'd like get a little bit of a ration,
Yeah.
like hold that to the side,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd be like, "You be a good boy, you be a good boy," and then he'd like feed him a little bit of the ration,
Yeah, he'd
and then
slurp it up.
and after he's done that, he would like have dip his whole hand into the dung, and then like be like, "Come on, meatball, smell it, pick up the scent."
And you see almost instantly, like, Meatball starts sniffing around on the floor and is like a tracking dog, just going in the direction. And you slowly begin to follow, and eventually you end up at this scene as you pass over a hill. And turn that up now.
That looks bad.
So in the distance, there's a few things you would see that are not instantly on the map. But you would notice that. Actually, do a perception check, because I imagine you being up a higher incline, and you sort of like you make your way up kind of slowly. At this distance, I'm not going to make you make a stealth check because you're far enough away; they're not going to really easily spot you. You're probably maybe like 200, 250, 300 feet away, and that one on perception. One thing you do notice, you don't notice any immediate presence. Mm-hmm. It's not any immediate obvious presence. There would be two sort of knoll guards that look like they're standing by. You can't really see what they're carrying or anything like that. You would notice that there's a turned over carriage. That seems to, you're not really sure what's got in it or anything like that. It does, but you do see like there's a destroyed kind of wagon or carriage.
Sort of look down, surveying.
Yeah.
Thinking. Whoa. See those guards, Pete?
Yeah, man, I got my eyes on him. Got my peeking eyes on him, man. And he's kind of like got his like two he's made his fingers thumb into like binoculars, and he's like holding them up in front of his face, just sort of like peering down at them.
Right, what we're gonna do, Petey boy? I'm gonna go down with Scarface.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna blow my horn. Should draw them out.
Right.
And you and Bloodcorn gonna hide. When they charge towards us, make sure you're in range. After we've first attacked, open a surprise attack on them as they come towards us.
Okay, man. Sure. You want to make sure they don't. What if they all rush out, man?
I'd rather they all rush out than go into that cave.
Right,
I think. He looks like up right. Yeah, we're going to that cave. It could be bad.
It's true, man. Might not be able to see that well in there, man.
Just thinking. I don't think we're going to get the surprise attack, but if we get the counter surprise attack, that could be good.
I'm pretty stealthy, man. If you want me to try and sneak up somewhere, I could get a better position, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You and Bloodcorn hide until they're alerted when we hit them on the way out. Well, when they're coming out.
So Pete would tell you that he reckons he could probably sort of get over sort of this on the sort of western side above the sort of entrance to this cave. There is like a raised area that hasn't seemingly got any knolls or any guards on it. And Pete would tell you that he reckons he can get him and Bloodcorn kind of positioned round that side of things without being spotted. Do you want him to try?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to roll a stealth check for Pete, who is pretty fucking good at stealth. He is a very stealthy guy. Okay. 16.
Decent.
Let's see what Bloodcorn gets, though. Journey of Gorm. Bloodcorn.
Oh, Bloodcorn.
5. Or 6, rather. Let's see. Let's roll for the gnolls, shall we?
He would be telling Meatball to stay back. He doesn't want Meatball getting involved.
Okay. That's these guys. Let me quickly. Let's do perception checks for. Ooh, interesting. I think I'm going to make this a bit of a skill challenge. Let's have Pete roll another stealth check for me. I'm going to make this sort of a best of 3 thing.
Shall I do Pete?
Yeah, and I'll do Bloodcorn. Just because it's a bit hard to do like a group stealth check with only 2 people.
16.
Okay. So Pete got a 16, and one more check for Pete. He's done pretty fucking good though, to be honest.
How's this drunk man so good? Oh, he's not.
9.
That's good, but okay.
So 19, a 4, and a 6. I'm gonna say that as Pete and yeah, the dice have spoken. As Pete and Bloodcorn are making their way around, Pete is very well hidden and sort of making his way up beside the bushes, but unfortunately, as Bloodcorn is trying to sort of climb up here, he does draw attention to himself. And you'd see that before you even have a chance to blow your horn, so this sort of, I haven't got a battle map officially for this, but we can just do this based on the thing, to be honest. So let's say Scarface is back here. Let's put some names in them as well. Scarface and Bloodcorn. And the HP should be slightly different as well, right? Because Bloodcorn got worse. Yeah, he has 9.
Yeah. One of them should have like 2 more HP.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
2 less.
There should be like a 4 HP difference.
Yeah. Because he's on 11 HP and the other's on 9. Old Meatball would be back here as well. Let's make you a bit bigger. And then finally we got Pete. And it's making its way around here. So Pete is very much hidden. However, the Knowles. In fact, no, wait. Remove my rolls. I hate doing stealth checks sometimes. It's so confusing when you only got 2 people. Right, I'm going to say that one of the Knolls definitely spots... both Knolls definitely spot Bloodcorn. Only one of the Knolls initially spots Pete. And however, I would say that they seem to be more focused on Bloodcorn, who's sort of fallen down and kind of knocked himself down. So, how does Gorm react to this? As these 2 Knolls that are sort of at the front of the cavern start to open fire. I think probably we're gonna have to roll initiative, I think.
Yeah. If he saw that these guys had seen them, he'd wait just a little bit until they start running over to them, and then he'd try and surprise them from the back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right, so let's put a bit of combat music on. If you want to roll initiative for me for yourself, Meatball and the 2, and I'll do the...
For some reason, I can't click on the guys.
Oh, it's because they're tokens. Oh, oh, it's because they're... Hold on, I did the wrong thing. Let me sort that out quickly for you. Right. Where is it? They are in Journey of Gorm. God, I feel so rusty today. Journey of Gorm.
It's been a lot of fun so far.
Um,
Gorm dies.
oh wait, I have to. It's always annoying how this works. Right, let's delete their tokens they've got attached to them. Right, so Scarface is over here. So let me quickly. And his HP is 11 out of 11, and his AC is 16 out of 16. So let's save his token to Scarface. Cool. His should be able to control now, hopefully. Nice. And then let's quickly do his as well. So his HP is 9 out of 9, and his AC is 16 out of 16. Pop his nameplate on.
It's the only time we fought. Oh no, we've fought Knowles 3 times now, I guess.
Yeah, in Tom's campaign we fought them. When else did we fight them?
Cool, man.
Cool, man.
No, Arconauts.
Arconauts, that was it. Pickle Pete, roll his initiative. And let's roll Meatball's initiative. Oh wait, I can change Meatball as well. Hold on. Get rid of that token. Meatball. Their AC and thingy is 5 HP and 12 AC. Damn, Mastiffs have fucking no HP.
Mainly bought him to hunt them.
Yeah, makes sense. Right. So, and let's roll the 2 Knolls. I'm starting to do this thing, by the way, that I was doing in the other campaign, but I'm rolling all the enemies' initiatives individually. I found it's so much more fun. Makes combat really dynamic in comparison, and it stops it being so swingy.
Oh yeah, I'll do that with I'll do that with little battles. I think
they literally rolled the same fucking initiative anyway, but you know, whatever.
I mean, that's what you're meant to do, isn't it? Really, unless you got a ton of.
I think it makes way more sense. Yeah. It's just I did it on we did it in the last session. It just felt so much more dynamic.
Roll20 does tell you which one's which, doesn't it?
It does.
When you hover it over it.
Mm-hmm. I will rename them just so we know anyway. Null Hunter 1. Null Hunter 2. Cool, so Scarface is up first as he sees, as Pickle Pete sneaks up above, he's very stealthy. One of the Knolls is completely not noticing, but the other one kind of like looks up at him and is kind of like torn between who to fire upon. He's sort of waiting for the first one to make the first shot. And what do you want Scarface to do? Gorm can kind of bark orders at him.
How far away is Scarface?
I'd say you're about 60 feet.
Open fire, Scarface!
And so Scarface pulls back the short bow. 14, it does hit. Which one is he naming for? The one on the right or the one on the left?
Whatever the closest one was.
So the one on the right then would be slightly closer. So 2 damage. I'd say at this point they are very much aware of your presence.
Yeah.
So the first Null Hunter on number 1 is going to take a shot at Bloodcorn.
Oh wait, Scarface would have moved up 30 feet as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, in that case then, he wasn't shot at. I think he's going to make 2 longbow shots. This first Null. So, first one is a 13, which does miss on thingy, and the second one. In fact, I'd even say this at disadvantage because I think he would have fallen prone after falling down there. So the second longbow attack would be, yeah, a 7 misses as well.
You'd hear Gorm shout across the battlefield, "Good dodge, Bloodcorn!"
The second Null has taken a shot from Scarface, so sort of turns his attention. Goes to fire twice with his longbow as well. Straight rolls this time. Boom, boom. Natural 1 and a 16 just hits for 9 points of damage, and the target speed is reduced by 10 feet.
That Bloodcorn.
That is Scarface, sorry.
Oh, that's fucking lucky. Bloodcorn be dead.
Yeah, he would. It is Meatball's go, if you want Meatball to try and do anything.
Right, Meatball, stay here. And he'll dodge.
Okay, Meatball's dodging. Gorm, it is your go.
Gorm. He'd run up to Scarface. He's like, "You're not dying on me, lad. Too useful." And he'd hit his lay on hands for 9.
Very nice. Back up to full health.
Does he have a bonus action?
I think it's an action.
He would. Ooh. Apparently, harness divine power.
Yes.
Oh wait,
that's the thing where you get your spell slots back, isn't it? I think.
Oh right, yeah. It's not what I thought. Yeah, he won't do anything then.
Okie doke. Pickle Pete. What do you want Pete to do?
Let's see, Pete.
I'd say Pete has advantage on. He is hidden from this knoll here, so he would have advantage on his attacks against that one.
Then he'd shoot at that one with the short bow.
12 would miss, but he does have advantage. 11, oh, it does miss, unfortunately. It's funk, the 2 shots. Just like the shot he does fires wide.
Cunning action. He would move into position and try and hide.
Make a stealth check. That one has not. The other one, it's pretty difficult for him to hide from. 20 though, he's completely obscured. The other one didn't even know where the shots came from. He's just kind of looking around like, "Ooh!" But the other one kind of looks over at Pete and is still sort of focused on the rest of you rushing, and has kind of lost vision of Pete, who's kind of ducked into a tree behind somewhere, into the bushes. So Pete is very stealthily hidden. Scarface is his turn, who I will not take his HP back up for you.
One would be like, "Go get him, Scarface!"
Scarface, move up to another 30 feet. Yeah, he definitely could get in range. They're only 60 feet away, so from the initial bit.
Morning Star.
Nice. Hits with an 18. Oh, low on the damage, but still pretty good.
Yeah, fuck him up!
The knolls. The first knoll is... did I even roll for... I didn't roll, I'm sorry.
For what?
Bloodcorn is not on the initiative order.
Oh shit.
Let's roll him. Let's do... Ben... He would be up next every time. I'm going to basically get 2 turns at once.
Okay, yeah. He's prone, right?
Yeah, just for the first turn. So basically he's got 45 feet of movement. And they're only 30 feet away if he wants to get a melee range.
He doesn't. Gorm told him not to.
It's true.
So I guess... Is there Is there anything you'd have to do to get up this little hill bit?
Probably an athletics check, I think.
Could he stay down here and go to these bushes?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, walk over there. He'd do a first shot, short bow shot at this one.
Okay, make an attack roll for me. First one, funk, goes wide, unfortunately. But he does have a second one for his second turn that we missed.
Yeah, and then he'd just fire again, I think.
Oh, natural 20! It is maximised. The rules are, I think I remember if I told you, but in the campaigns now I've decided,
Yeah.
I was talking to Tom and Hannah about it, that before you're level 3, you still get maximised crits against creatures, but you don't get them maximised against you.
Okay.
So these guys wouldn't have a crit maximised against them.
Yeah, because it'd just
yeah,
wipe you out.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. 1d6, I'll take your roll, because that's fair. So 1d6, so 7 plus 4 is 11 damage. Was that on the closest knoll?
That was on the closest knoll, yeah.
Very nice.
I'm not going to optimize their attacks. They're not great.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Meatballs go.
Gorm would be like, Meatball, move up to me.
Yep, he can get 30 feet up where they can faster than 30 feet they are. Is he going to dodge again?
Yep.
Okay. Gorm, it's your go.
Good thing he's got ceremony.
You could have changed your prepare spells, by the way, if you wanted to.
Can I do that?
Of course, yeah, because you would have prepared for this combat.
So on. Kill wolves. No, not that. Yeah, that's pretty ostrity. God, they have a lot of choice. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff, paladins too.
So he would move up.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell. No, save that for later. He will try and strike it with his great sword.
Mm-hmm. Okay, attack roll for me. Seven does miss, unfortunately. You swing and it ducks and it crashes against the stone of the mountain.
Oh wait, I'm just trying to work out something.
No, that's fine. Take your time. It's a new character.
Okay, he's going to bonus action compel duel on the one next to him. He's like, "Don't look at that, big brother. Look at the Gorm."
Yes, I love it. Do an intimidation check for me.
There's the spell.
Yeah, I will do that as well, but I want to see if he is intimidated by you. So, no, definitely not. So I was going to make him do it at disadvantage if you managed to intimidate him, but it's just a straight wisdom save. An 18, unfortunately, so I think he does pass. Up next is Pickle Pete, who is hidden, so would have advantage on any of his rolls.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the one that he's been firing at.
The closest one.
Snipey boy.
17 hits, but let's see if you get that 20 again. Not quite. Actually, does Xbox get that? No, I think that's something else, isn't it? Yeah, it's not. So, 3 points of damage. As the arrow flies into that one.
Yeah.
That one's starting. It's start looking a little bit hurt now.
He might as well try move and hide, I guess.
Yeah, he can sort of clamber into another bush. Do another stealth check for me. Sort of really firing from a good position here. However, this time it looks like maybe he's not as well hidden as the gnolls definitely seem to have noticed where the arrows are coming from now. Scarface's go.
As he lashes out with the Morning Star.
Does hit, 14. 6 points of bludgeoning damage, ouch. At the gnolls. This gnoll is going to disengage and start running back inside the cave mouth. And this gnoll is going to take a shot at Pickle Pete because he has seen him now where the things are coming from. He's going to take 2 shots with his longbow. I would say Pickle Pete has maybe like half cover, so +2 to his AC. He's kind of slightly hidden. 17 and 18 though.
But got him.
First one, 8 damage. Second one, 3 damage for 11 points of damage in total. And this Gnoll also starts to run back inside.
Right. Gorm would shout, "Shoot him down in the tunnel! Don't go in though! It's a death trap!"
Okay, you can definitely hear these like gnolls like hollering out as well, like. Bloodcorn is your go.
Bloodcorn would do what Gorm said.
Yeah.
Can he see them down the tunnel?
It's pretty fucking dark, and he's a human, so no.
Shit.
You would see that what he can see it does appear to go sort of straight, but he can't make out anything beyond that initial sort of 10 feet as it goes in the light. But he can still make a shot, but it will be a disadvantage.
He might as well, I think.
Eight misses, unfortunately. Meatball.
Yeah, he could be like, "Meatball!" And Meatball would move up again.
Gorm is your go.
Gorm would get right to the cave entrance.
Mm-hmm. You would be able to see him with your dark vision. On the edge, they're sort of running sort of halfway down. It looks like this passageway goes about 30 to 40 feet inwards and then sort of opens out.
How far are they down there?
Probably used. How much movement do gnolls have? 30 feet, so they're about 30 feet in.
Oh, sweet. Just on a range. He's going to chuck a javelin at the closest one.
Okay. Well, that would have been that one who went in last. 17 hits.
Can't smite on range, can you?
Don't think so. Let's have a look. Why are you smite ranged?
Melee weapon attack, yeah.
Yeah.
9 damage.
9 damage is enough as you flies through the air, this arrow, down the tunnel. It's almost like a train passing through a tunnel as it does, and just this loud kind of echoing noise as it flies through and stabs into the back of this gnoll. Let's have a and kind of you see collapse in a tumble. I'm going to make the other gnoll do a dexterity check because his falling body of the other one would sort of crash into him a little bit. Let's say it'd be this DC I've got in mind. Definitely fails. The gnoll, the other body just tumbles forward in front of the other gnoll, and the gnoll loses his footing and just sort of goes crashing into the floor, falling prone.
Hey. Oh god. Gorm would stand at the entrance like, "Pete, get down here! Finish this one off!"
Okey-doke. Pete could definitely get down there. He'd probably slide down, I think, and get in range, especially he's got his cunning action if he wanted to get in range. It would be a disadvantage because he's a human and dark, and also the gnoll is prone. Yeah.
Come on, Pete. Wonder shot.
11 does just miss, unfortunately. Scarface.
He'd move around and try and take a shot.
Yeah, disadvantage. Does hit. Oh, for 6 piercing damage, very nice. And the arrow flies true, and whilst Scarface himself cannot see it, your Gorm, you just see the arrow quickly fly through the air and fire straight into the backside of this gnoll.
Okay.
The gnoll is going to get to his feet, and he is going to dash out of view. So for now, I'm going to say combat is over. Let me quickly get there. This gnoll is, let's end initiative. Gnoll is out of view. Let me quickly change something on the map in here. Cool. So what are you doing?
Gorm would be like, well, it's good to show, lads. We're gonna have to go in there.
Yeah, man. You wanna rest up or anything first? I got a nasty hit in.
Yeah, we're gonna get ready, and we're gonna try and stealth it in there. I'll be at the front. You lot behind me, shooting the arrows out. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You got any of those potions, man? Any of that little bit of that little bit of that. What's the god called again? Hanley. Handseat, sorry. You got a Handseat? Got any of that divine magic for me, man?
Could we short rest?
You certainly could if you wanted to. 10 minutes. But you only got 2.
God. It's a good idea. Yeah, he'd given a potion of healing. He wants to still get them while they haven't got time. He's like, can't rest, man. He like chucks over the potion of healing to Pickle Pete.
Nice. I'll roll that quickly. Yeah, if you're taking pursuit, this could be really interesting. 7 points of healing to Pickle Pete. It goes up to 14 HP.
How wide is the cavern entrance?
Pretty wide, about like 10, 15 feet wide.
Okay. He'd be like, Scarface, you're next to me. This boss. Bloodcorn, you're in the middle. Pickle Pete, you're at the back with a lantern.
Right, I will move you all. Is Meatball coming in or not?
Meatball, you bark if anything comes, yeah? Just looks at him.
He's a trained mastiff.
Oh, he is nice.
Yeah, he can follow commands.
Don't want anything hitting us on the way back.
Yeah, the guy who sold him to you would have told you like all the commands that he's been trained to do, so you could just quite easily communicate to him that.
Is there any way he could be like, if we don't come out, go back to the ranch to Meatball?
Probably not.
Can I roll an animal handling check?
I'm gonna allow you to roll an animal handling. I've got DC in mind. It's pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Alright, good boy.
Right, I'm going to move you across to this map now. As you make your way sort of 30 feet down. Position you however you want. Oh, I just chucked you on there without really giving it much thought. Meatball would be much further out, obviously. And this would obviously be a little bit more narrow along here. It'd be more like... let me just change the dynamic lighting there. So it'd be a bit more like that. Oh, I didn't go on the right layer. What the fuck? Didn't go on the right layer. Dynamic lighting. There we go. Cool. It'll be a bit more like that. Right, so you would hear sort of ahead of you, possibly sort of 60 feet in the kind of easterly direction beyond a wall. There's like the sounds of kind of chatter and like kind of sort of grunting and noises coming from that direction. How do you react?
He would. This place is dark, right?
It is dark, but it would be lit up by the lantern for the rest of the group.
Right. All right, everyone. Slowly does it. Stealthily. Hug the wall. They're coming from up there. Is that there?
It would be more often like a westerly direction.
Oh.
Sorry, I said easterly.
Yeah, so he wants them to like approach this tunnel here.
Okay, if you can do a stealth, you can do a group stealth check for me.
Okay.
I reckon you think Gorm's smart enough to think he could probably tuck himself like in here, and anyone coming out, if they were to get like enough behind some of sort of the sort of slag mites and stuff, that would be quite hard to see. I'll do them for Bloodcorn and Thingy if you want to do Pete.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
great.
So you do run up, and the sounds of armor and things approaching is pretty loud. And at that point, I will say, let us roll initiative once more. Because the sounds of like multiple sounds of gruntle figures are now running in your direction.
Gorm, you're so fucking slow. Just like playing Ultra again.
Yep.
So much nicer being back on the computer.
Yeah.
So quick.
Makes a huge difference. Pete. Oh, didn't that work?
It'd be more like this.
Yeah, you position them how you want. Initiative for Pete. And Scarface and Bloodcorn are done. Cool. Right, at the top of the round, this Gnoll is moving the fuck back because he is badly hurt. He's going to stay right back here and hold his action. This Gnoll is going to run forward. Boom, sees you, Gorm, rushes around the corner. And this big sort of bulky Gnoll with a big spear runs forward. And it's going to try and spear you.
Oh, fast!
It gets a 13 as you parry it with your sword. And then you see... Oh god, I'm just lagging the... Oh crap, my internet might be dying. Oh no, is it not? No, it's not. Okay. You just see this Gnoll dash up, but it can't actually do anything because it needed to dash. It's Pete's go.
Pete is holding the lantern.
Yep, so you...
Did he use his bonus action to put it on the floor with his...
I think because he's got cunning action, it makes that... I think that's more than reasonable.
Yeah, and then Pete would try and shoot at the one next to Gorm.
Mm-hmm. Hits with an 18. Not bad.
Better Pete.
6 piercing damage. That is how much? Cool. Scarface.
Scarface. Gorm would shout out, "Block the entrance, Scarface! Don't let him flank you!" And you'd move there.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
So would they have advantage on this? No, not advantage. Would they lower it?
I think. I don't know. Actually, they're not technically flanking.
Yeah, they're not. They're just sort of.
Yeah, they're just kind of on either side. So.
Okay. Oh, Scarface!
Just swings wide, crashes into the rock. Bloodcorn.
Bloodcorn. Shit. He's just gonna back off a bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna shoot at the Gnoll next to Gorm. Just
22 definitely hits. Oh, big hit. No, number 2 is the one.
Good job, boys.
Back here. I fucked that up. No, I haven't, right? It has gone back round, yeah. So this Gnoll is going to move up slightly and attack Scarface. It's gonna it's one hand, it's got a shield as well. So one-handed. Does miss. 10 crashes into the shield of Scarface. And that is its go. Gorm.
I don't know if it's worth doing. there's going to be a lot of them, isn't there? He is going to channel divinity.
Ooh, very nice.
Hunt and where is it? Oh, not that. Where is it? Yeah, to get sacred weapon.
Ooh, very nice.
So
gives you like
as an action,
3, doesn't it, or something?
Yeah, +3 for 1 minute. It emits bright light and dim light at 2020.
Very nice. That's got on the thing.
You just see if he's got any
Oops.
spells.
10.
No, I think he wants to save them. Yeah. That's him. Done.
He's is that concentration or not?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't think it is.
No, it isn't. No.
Yeah, nice. There's no hunter back here. Is going to move up slightly. He is in range of Scarface now. Yeah, 55 feet.
Oh, fuck.
He's going to take 2 shots with his longbow. Boom, boom.
My God.
Both miss. You see 2 arrows just like shoot out from the side and land into the shield of Scarface, who's tanking quite well here.
I was imagining just like Superman, it just hits into his armor and falls off this like big potato gun.
You cannot hit me. I am Scarface. This snow down here, this snow here is going to turn, and the bright light of you, Gorm. Ooh, do an intimidation check. That bright light.
Yeah, as he sees the gnoll turn towards him, he's like, "Come get some, you cunt."
Love it. Oh, I think, yeah. I'm going to make him frightened of you. Where is it? Yeah, he's now frightened of Gorm. He's going to disengage.
Nice.
And he's going to actually... No, he's going to run this way, so... Hold on. 10... So it's, 10. I'm running 30 feet away in this direction. Just the light scared the fuck out of him. Pete.
So... Gorm would be like, "Pete, move up, shoot that fucker down." And I guess you go like up here.
Yeah, you could definitely see him.
Okay. Pete, shoot.
With his lantern.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Pete.
13 doesn't hit on the snow, unfortunately. The snow looks like he's carrying a shield. And it sort of raises it up and just slams into it. Scarface.
Give him to it. Give it to him, Scarface.
Hits the 20. Yeah, he gets the spear, and he, from behind the shield, the arrows picking out of it, he just, like, carefully, this huge, like, bulking figure of Scarface, his balding head, he just, like, brings down the shield from him and just whoosh, slams the, spear right into the arm of this gnoll. He gets a slight yelp as he does, and then sort of turns around and sort of aggressively growls in his direction. Bloodcorn.
Bloodcorn's just going to stay back and shoot the one that's attacking Scarface.
It's a miss, unfortunately, as the lighting is quite difficult here as Pete kind of like runs up, drops the lantern, and boom, takes a shot, but not quite got the visual to make the shot as Bloodcorn fires wide. This gnoll, ooh, I think he's pretty pissed at Scarface after that.
No, not a Scarface.
In fact, I'm gonna make him do be a good check for this. He's gonna do a charisma check to see if he can like beat this Snow's trying to like beef himself up for like to sort of fuck up this guy. It's quite a fairly decent DC. Yeah, he gets a 0, so definitely does not manage to beef himself up. He is just going to try and stab with a spear. Does hit, though.
Oh, shit.
For 4 points of piercing damage. I'll take that off. Gorm, it is your go.
Gorm's like, you should have picked on me! As he, like, steps forward towards this gnoll.
Mm-hmm. Do an intimidation check. Yeah, not as scary to this gnoll. Who is kind of more in a bit of a... You can see this gnoll is sort of going into a little bit of like a blood frenzy as his sort of the blood now that he's got on the edge of his spear of Scarface, and sort of the blood he's got along his arm is just sort of like like really getting sort of like caught up in the battle, and almost doesn't even seem to notice you.
Yeah, he's gonna try and bring his great sword down on him.
14,
17.
17. Yeah, with the by the way, you on Beyond 20. If you click at the little thing, you can turn it off and on. It's super useful.
What the
on D&D Beyond?
Can you?
Yeah, if you go to the little Beyond 20 button at the top, it should be a little button called Sacred Weapon. Similar how you can turn the Barbarian Rage thing on and off.
Features and oh wait, where should it be?
So you know where at the top of the D&D Beyond character sheet has the little Beyond 20 tab. If you click on that Beyond 20 tab, I think it's right at the bottom. It should have
what, the anvil?
Oh no! It should just say Beyond 20.
Yeah,
it's part of the add-on. If you click on
there
that, and it should, if you go right down to the bottom, I think it does say Sacred Weapon.
You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna smite.
Yeah, 17 definitely hits, so roll your damage, then roll your smite.
Where's just normal smite?
I think it's just 2d8, I think.
I'm just trying to see.
Features and traits. Divine Smite. When you hit with a melee attack, you can spend one spell slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage to the target, plus 1d8 for extra spell higher than first.
Okay, so this is a great sword.
Let me check something with gnolls. I don't know if they are count of fiends or not. No, they don't.
Did 11 slashing and 7 radiant.
Describe to me as Gorm just cuts this gnoll apart.
He, I imagine he just brings the great sword down straight to the pelvis, so he's like bisected, and then the light just like blows out and blows the guy's body apart like a banana.
God. And you just see Scarface, who's standing next to him, just like gets covered in this like viscera and gore, just like crashing into him, and just it's so disgusting.
He moves up very slightly to there, and he points down at this frightened gnoll. He's frightened of him. He's like, I'm coming for you, you cunt!
This gnoll hunter is going to fucking run, because it is difficult crane across this bridge though. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to dash. 35, 40, 45, 50. Let's see, you can get to here. This gnoll is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to dash as well, so that's 10. Yeah, you can only get to there. Pete, who the gnolls have seemingly gone completely out of sight now for Pete.
Pete, try and listen to see if there's anything up this way.
Yeah, do a perception check for Pete. He does hear the sound of what appears to be something coming his way. He's not sure what it is yet. But...
So Gorm is like, don't go down this corridor until I've got the light, boys. And then I imagine Pete would be something like, there's something coming.
Yeah, he would be like, hey man, there's I can hear noise up that way.
Then Pete would hold. What would the perception check count as? Would that be his action?
No,
or
free action.
He would hold a short bow shot up there then, in case anything comes.
Okay, sorry, I'm just adjusting this. Scarface's go.
Scarface will just get round next to Gorm. As he said not to go down the corridor until he had.
Yeah.
Bloodcorn, seeing as Pickle Pete said something was coming from up there, he'd get a bit further back than Pickle Pete and hold a shot, see if anything came from up here.
Okay. This snow is dead, so you can go for a thing. What is the range on the hooded lantern? Is it 40 feet in total?
So it's just sitting on the floor over here.
Oh, it's over there. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to make it out then.
It might be more than I thought. 30-30.
30-30? Damn.
So it'd be, yeah. But, yeah.
He can just... Pete and Bloodcorn can just about the edge of their vision make a gnoll who's not running towards you, but is running up towards this way. Does seem to have spotted.
Okay. Would Pete say anything?
Yeah, he definitely would be like, "Hey man, there's someone up there," and he's like running up on that way, man. And he's gonna try and take a shot, I'd imagine.
Okay.
I think Bloodcorn was trying to do the same, right?
Yeah.
Pete misses.
God. Gorm can't see anything now. He's like, "Right, boys. Let's run away that way. Scarface at the back. Pete, Bloodcorn behind me." Gonna move 25 feet up here.
Oh,
he's got the light.
Bloodcorn was holding his action as well, right? So he would get a shot.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it for you. It's fine.
Thank you.
He missed anyway, so it's fine. But if Gorm gets to here, he can quite easily see a gnoll that's sort of heading up here.
Yeah, he'd like get out his heavy crossbow, just like level at it. Oh!
Right, that's an actual 20 on the crossbow shot.
He's like, "Take this!" as he like very unwieldy crossbow. So it's maxed, right?
It would be next, so 1d10, so -1, 9, plus 5 is 14 points of damage. Damn. So that puts him down to... Damn, that's a fucking big hit. That gnoll is... I'm going to say that gnoll's going to do a strength check, because that's just pure force of that. He got a... yeah, he does pass, though. So he does keep moving. Snow is moving up in this direction. This is this snow. It's Pete's go. You can still see the snow. Well, let me quickly. Sorry, I need to do the descending again.
Oh wait, I can't see Thingy's vision.
Oh, Pete's vision.
No, what's his name?
Bloodcorn.
Yeah, Bloodcorn.
That's fine. I'll put there.
He probably, yeah. So he would move up into his gap slightly, and then he would shoot at the gnoll.
Okey doke. Does miss. Pete is not proving to be the best companion so far.
Oh, he hasn't been too bad. Can he use his bonus action to like press himself into a crevice?
I'd say not here. It's pretty open. It'd be hard to really hide here really effectively.
Okay.
Scarface's go though.
Scarface. Gonna move out of that gap and do what Gorm said and block that. And he'll also shoot at the gnoll. Well,
12 misses, unfortunately. As you do get to hear Gorm, you do start to hear this sound from within. You hear a number of voices, just some being like, help us, somebody, whoever's there, save us.
Turns around. He's like, better not be any of you boys screaming for help.
It ain't us, man. It's someone up ahead, man. It says,
oh shit!
Like it's coming from over, like deeper into the tunnel. Bloodcorns go.
Bloodcorn and move up into his pocket and shoot at the gnoll.
Misses as well, unfortunately. Turns out hirelings aren't that great.
Oh no, Scarface has already done way more than I expected.
Scarface has been pretty good, to be fair.
The fact they're still alive is quite good.
Yeah, this snow is going to continue running. In fact, it's going to run here. This is not doing anything. Gorm, it's your go.
Move 20 feet up to there.
So as you get to there, you see that there is a small gnomish woman who this gnoll is now grabbed at the thing and is kind of like got like a claw to her neck and is like holding her up like a sort of defensive posture.
And we're like, I'll help you, lady, and like get levels to crossbow it again.
Okay, it's gonna have 3/4 cover because of the thing, and I'm gonna say if you hit, well, before you shoot, so just in case you want to definitely shoot this because it's gonna be a hard shot. Because he's holding her directly in front, he'll have 3/4 cover.
Oh, okay.
And if you hit between his AC and what would be the extra AC, it would hit her.
Okay, he won't shoot then. He'll
It's a difficult shot to make.
Put hand safe, and he'll like do his whole movement into the battle, but he can't tap.
Okay, and you do see now that there is this aggressive-looking hyena that's sort of like growling at you and barking in direction, and there's like this bigger gnoll behind that's got like sort of like 2 big sort of daggers, and it's got like a big necklace with different like fingers hanging from it. It's got like a little like a severed humanoid hand that's kind of hanging from its belt. It's like got blood dripping from its mouth. Is that your go, not Gorm?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Do you have anything you can do as a bonus action? No, not really. He would also call out to the rest to follow him.
Yeah. This guy's just going to move up here. This guy is going to move up to here. Pete's go.
Pete would follow his boss. Be like, oh man.
Oh man, it's a real slippery situation, boss.
He'd fire his short bow at the gnoll that Gorm is next to.
It would be a difficult shot for him.
He's doing it.
Okay.
He's drunk.
He does hit. He does hit past the commoner.
Gorm's like, what the fuck you doing, Pete?
I got this, man. I'll take the shot. Fucking he kills them. He fucking like you see like Pete kind of stumble forward as he does like a bit of liquor. He's so used to the liquor it doesn't even like really debilitate him, and he kind of like aims the shot and he's like, I got this, man, and kind of shoots, and it just right between the eyes of this gnoll. He just slumps down dead.
Gorm looks around and like, fucking hell.
Oh my god! This little gnome is kind of like freaking out. It's 2 male gnomes behind him, just sort of sitting in the corner, like, oh my god! It is the Gnoll Flesh Gnawer's go, who is going to step forward and engage.
God.
In combat, he is going to make 1 bite attack against you.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on public.
God.
22.
Yeah.
For 3 piercing. And then he's going to make 2 short sword attacks as well. 18 and a 19.
Oh god, yeah, both hit.
For a further 9 points of damage. There's this big one just like bites into the shoulder of Gorm. His armor just like crunching through the armor, like these big like piercing teeth holes. And as he does, he just like brings up the short swords and shing shing just clashes into the like points inside the armor. This Noel definitely seems a little bit more combat trained than the others. Scarface's go.
Scarface is right and back. You can get that. Gonna go to where he was before, next to Gorm. They can't do anything.
It's Bloodcorn's go.
Bloodcorn gonna shoot at the big knoll.
That one's though flies it completely wide. Just you see this like pool behind it, just ends up sinking into a pool of water. This arrow. Pete's like, nice shot, man. This knoll is dead, so he can go off. The hyena is going to step up beside its master and bite at Scarface. It has advantage as well because it's got pack tactics. It misses though with a 10. Tries to bite, but Scarface shoves it off with the shield. Gorm, it's your go.
Gorm, not knowing what else to do, just like fucking man. How do these people look armed at all?
No, they're completely unarmed. They're just sort of sitting there. They're not like sort of bound to their arms and legs.
And we like just swing out of his sword. Oh no!
A 10 does miss, unfortunately, on the big knoll.
That's not good.
Is that his turn?
God, I think so. Wait, what's this? Would Gorm know this thing is a fiend?
Do a nature check for me. Well, what did you get before? You got 10, right?
Yeah.
It's weird with gnolls because some of them are fiends and some of them aren't.
Oh god.
I think this one technically does not count as a fiend.
Okay.
But I think he would know that, like, based on his nature before, that some of them are fiends and some of them aren't. So he really doesn't know for sure. Some of them are more fiendish than others.
I think he's gonna hold it then. He's not gonna do that. Yeah, it's his turn.
Okay. And quickly roll
Gorm,
something.
you fucked up at the big moment.
This hunter is going that way. This one's going this way. Would no longer be frightened. And this thing is going to start moving this way. Right, it's its turn. Oh, let me move that up a bit. Pickle Pete.
Pickle Pete
there you go.
Pickle Pete needs to maybe make a big play. He's gonna run in, use his bonus action to dash.
Yeah, we could do that.
Get around the back of this big one. And he's gonna first attack with the short sword.
Hits the 20. 5 piercing
Then
damage.
His dagger.
It would be his bonus action to do 2 weapon fighting.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, he's used his bonus action.
Okie doke. No flesh Nora. It's going to continue trying to beat down Gorm, I think. So you'll see that light is the biggest threat. Bites, it tries to bite into you.
Oh, cool.
10 misses. 2 short sword attacks after though.
Yes.
Misses on all 3. Can't get you this time. You're ready this time. You parry it with the great sword and then kind of like punch up at it slightly and manage to knock it away. Scarface's go.
Scarface. Need to think. Right, Scarface.
Also, can you do a perception check for Pickle Pete? No, he's up there, closer.
Yeah. Do Pickle Pete first.
I think he does have proficiency in perception, by the way.
Oh, so you get a 20.
20, right? Oh, really good then. He can hear the sound of at least 3 different people coming, like humanoids are coming from this direction up here.
Yeah, I think he'd probably say something then.
Yeah, he would be like, "Hey man, there's some more coming. Better wrap this up quick, fast, man."
I'm trying, Pete! As he's like dodging out the way of his professional.
Scarface.
Scarface again had a big one.
Okie doke. His AC would be lowered by 2 because it's flanked and it hits though. Oh, I need 2 points of piercing damage though. Oh well. Blood
Sees that it might be a bit harder to get around. He's going to take a shot at the big one.
Hits. 22. 5 piercing damage. Starting to look hurt. Hyena is going to again try and bite out at Scarface with advantage. Misses with 11. Gorm, it's your go.
I'm going down! Great sword. 13.
On the big one?
Yeah.
Does hit thanks to the flanking from Pete. Otherwise it would have missed.
Before I do the smite, this guy's big, right?
He's pretty big.
Would Gorm get any indication this guy could be the leader?
Do an insight check. Kinda hard. 16 was the DC you needed to make. You get the impression that this looks more like a kind of like prison guard. Who's like watching over them. Maybe not necessarily the leader.
He's not going to smite then.
Okay. 12 slashing damage.
Imagine just...
How do you want to kill this?
As you see him like thinking, he's like, "Fuck it!" and just like bisects this guy lengthways across the
amazing
middle.
And the body slides and like the top half of the body just goes to fall on top of the hyena. I'm gonna make the hyena do a strength save to see if it gets like trapped underneath the body of its master. PC, oh, it shouldn't have been a part, but it failed anyway, so it is knocked prone and is, I'm gonna say, is grappled.
Gorm is gonna move there. Right. He like moves into position. Right, Pete, I'm in front again. And
yeah, man, you get in the front. We
and then he's like,
what's the fucking name of that god again? If you can make Handseath, right?
Yeah, Handseath, yeah.
So, Handseath, son, I said, man, we got this. And he like takes a big swig of his drink.
This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever done, Pete.
It's probably the dumbest thing I ever done. It well, man, but we're going to be singing songs about this back at this troll skull.
He's like, go on, finish him off. But he points the hyena.
Yeah, but this time, you see from up here, there is... Ooh, it's a hard shot from though. Only just about you can see Gorm and Pete. I think Pete's the easiest shot, so he will go for Pete. He's going to take 2 shots with his longbow. Boom, boom. Both miss. It's like clearly clutching his arm, this sort of injured-looking gnoll. Meanwhile, this gnoll around here is going to move up to here as well. And it's going to try and launch a ranged weapon. Let's have it roll. Oh god, that thing's lagging. There we go.
If I'd taken one guy, I don't think I would have done this.
No.
Like,
I wanted to make this really hard because I wanted to see.
it is hard. It's tense though.
Yeah. It's
I
gonna.
think that's the thing with combat. Like, I really like it when I get to do loads of it.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like back and forth.
Yes, 100% agree. When you've got too many players, you're just sitting there for so long.
This is great. It's like commanding a little squad.
This is why I wanted everyone to have sidekicks for this campaign as well, because you get to control Pete in combat completely.
Yeah, which is really fun. Even the other two guys are fun.
Yeah. It was disadvantaged because of the range on the spear, so it just hits into the floor, doesn't even get it. However, from round the corner, there is a much larger knoll. You can hear its feet as it makes its way. It's going to dash sort of to get up to, like, yeah, you see it initially appear up here. This huge knoll. It is, let me describe to you what it looks like once I get the picture up. It is this huge like knoll with like blood and fur almost mixed in together. It's got like sort of patchwork leather armor, and it wields this this almost like this what would you call it? I don't know what you call it. Like a. It wields this kind of like almost shamanic, like I don't know how you say that, shamanic.
Shamanic, I guess.
Yeah, like sort of weapon that's got. It doesn't even look like a weapon, almost like a totem, but it's got like these strands of like shadow that are kind of coming off of it with like skulls on the end that kind of their eyes are glowing red and dripping shadow off itself. They got spikes kind of like hammered in like nails into the skulls itself. In fact, I can just check a picture in Discord if you want.
It looks pretty scary from taking.
Yeah. It's
Oh shit!
definitely moving up in your direction, and then it dashes right up to Gorm. It cannot make any attacks this turn, but
it's a flail, I think.
Yeah, like a flail, yeah. But it doesn't exactly look like a weapon. It doesn't look like it's what it more looks like. It's a. They're not like flails directly attached to it. It looks more like these shadowy tendrils that are coming off of it.
Shit.
So they go Pickle Pete. Oh shit, man, that's fucking massive, man.
Is Pickle Pete in combat with this thing or not?
I'd say no. It's not quite.
He's gonna flank off to the side. And try and shoot the guy who shot at him.
Yep. Yes, he makes the shot.
Go on, Pete.
And Pete like runs off to the side, seeing this huge creature. He's like, "Oh crap, man!" And he just like fungus fires a shot, and it just hits this Noah in the chest, who kind of just instantly sort of slumps down on the floor and lets out a yelp as it does. Blood kind of starts pooling beneath it. The flesh Schnorrer is dead. So let's delete that. Scarface is up next.
Scarface gonna move around here, and he's gonna attack the hyena on the floor.
Got advantage. Definitely hits. Yeah, easily just crushes this hyena's skull into the floor, pinned beneath its old master, just like flailing around the floor, and he just brings down the Morning Star, just smashes its skull. It just spreads blood everywhere.
Fucking hell, Scarface, if we survive this, you deserve a bonus.
He just nods. Bloodcorn.
What the fuck is that? Guess you go like there. And then what he sees more of a threat.
I would say the one up here definitely looks more hurt.
Yeah, Bloodcorn sees this huge thing. He's going to shoot the weaker thing instead.
Okay. Does miss, unfortunately.
Bloodcorn. Alright, Gorm.
Gorm, it's back to you.
Gorm has to swing at it.
22 hits.
He is gonna smite.
First or second level? I don't know if he's got his second level spell slots yet.
He hasn't got any second level.
That's fine. So 2d8. That's 10.
It's alright! 20 damage!
Let me quickly read the Divine Smite thing. Those are fiends. Roll an extra d8 for me. This is a fiend.
Holy fuck.
24 damage.
Hand strength! Oh
huge
god!
As you swing into it, just this like cuts right into it. The divine radiant energy, it lets out this just awful like sort of canine shriek as it does. No hunter is dead. This gnoll back here is going to shoot at Pete. I know actually it's dropped its spear, so it can't even throw the spear. It's going to have to run up. It can get in range though of Pete. It's going to pick up the spear on its way. Actually, no, it would have to use its action to do that, I'd argue. So it's just going to fucking bite at him.
Nice.
Misses. As Pete just kind of ducks out of the way.
God, here comes the scary.
A big one, though. Ooh. It's going to make 3 attacks.
Oh, God.
First one. This one just killed a hyena right in front of it, which kind of pissed it off. It's going to fucking target him in the first attack. With its bite, it's going to bite down at him.
Scarface. Beautiful boy.
Does hit, I believe.
Yep.
Scarface takes 17 damage, which does outright just kill him. And so he's just brought down, bitten into, just spits out, and then this one turns to you, and it's going to try and claw you.
Oh, fuck.
9 misses, clangs off the great sword. The second one, natural 1. However, it does get rampage. When the gnoll reduces the creature to 0 hit points on melee attack on its turn, the gnoll can take a bonus action to move up to half its speed and make a bite attack, which it is actually... I think it's just going to, try and target you because you're the one it brought down. It's, so it's going to try and bite. 13 misses though. Can't. It like bites into the armor, but the armor is like you can feel its like teeth almost pressing against your skin as you do, and you're like, fuck! But it doesn't quite break through. That was close. Pete.
It's very close. Pete has to attack with his short sword.
Hits with the 23. 5 damage. It's still standing though.
Bonus action.
With the dagger. 11 misses though, unfortunately.
Scarface.
Is dead. Bloodcorn.
Yeah, Gorm shout out, take out the little one and help me hand see straight.
Yeah, Buckle's like, oh, and just sort of turns to...
Bit.
Nat 20! And yeah, he stabs this creature right up through the back and just pierces it. I'm going to say, because he got a nat 20 on that, and it's fucking awesome, that as you called out, like, he just suddenly seeing his friend go down, he had a moment where I was like, I was going to make him make a wisdom check, but I think the nat 20 sort of cancelled it out. And I was like, and then he just sort of like looks, he's like, I'm a hero! And I'm going to make him be able to move up behind this creature and make another attack.
He's like, yeah!
I'm not going to imagine praying to forever now. It's that guy. He nearly rolled another nat 20. Holy fuck. He does hit with a 17. 5 points of piercing damage. Very nice. Gorm.
Right, Gorm. As much he can do. I've been trying to hit it. Yeah. Give it a go. No.
13. With the flanking from Bloodcorn.
Oh, thank fuck.
Does hit. Just. 11 slashing damage. It's looking pretty hurt. Still alive though. Has he got anything else?
No.
No. This no is dead.
Gotta have blood on.
And then no Fang. Bloodcorn going around, but he just turns around at it, and Bloodcorn's just like, oh shit! He's gonna try and bite him. Misses! He's gonna try and claw him.
Yeah, but it's...
To deal. He'd still be alive. My phone's lagging so bad, my roll 20. 7 points of damage! And he's gonna try and claw him once more.
You can do it, Bloodcorn!
And it misses! Bloodcorn just parries the first one with his shield. The second claw, the bite is as he's biting into the shield. The claw comes round, tries to swing around and swipes at his side, cutting him open slightly. And he's like, ah, ah! And the last one, he just manages to sort of throw himself out of the way at the last moment. Pete's go.
Can Gorm shout something out?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So he sees these people tied up or anything?
They're bound at their feet, but they could move, but it would just be kind of hopping.
He'd be like, "This is your only chance to escape! Surround him!"
What, you want them to just run up to it?
Yeah, more targets. If they fail, these guys are dead anyway.
Oh, you're gonna have to do a big persuasion check.
Yeah.
It's a high DC. They're commoners. Yeah. No, it's not enough. The DC was 20.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. They're cowering in fear. They're just far too scared.
Pickle
Pete.
Short sword.
Yep. Misses with an
Dagger.
8. The dagger, the follow up though. Nat 20's on the dagger! So it wouldn't get the +2 because it is the second thing. So it would be 4 + 3 though. 7 points of damage. He's still up. That's a good hit. God, I rolled 20. It's lagging so bad.
Gorm looks around at him. Hand Chief, be with me! As he brings his sword down.
16 for flanking hits. 10 slashing damage. It's still alive. The Null is desperate now though. Oh, I've got to make a check for it. It's barely hanging on. I'm gonna make a wisdom check. If it gets a 10 or lower, it's going to just keep fighting and just go completely berserk. If it gets a 10 or higher, 11 or higher, it will try and flee, I think. It does try and flee. It's going to disengage and start moving up this way, running away from you. That is its go. Pickle Pete.
Gorm points over to the Knoll. He's like, Pete, if you take it out, I'll give you a horn.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna do it for the horn.
Charges up behind him. Gonna short sword.
12 misses.
Dagger.
Dagger misses. I'm never gonna get my horn, man.
I'll give you a horn, Bloodcorn.
Of course, okay, I got this.
Gets his little short bow out.
Hits. The 3 damage is not enough. Funk, the arrow sinks into its leg and it's limping now. Gorm, it's your go.
Gorm runs 25 feet. He's like, handshake, and pulls out a javelin from his backpack.
Yep.
Just lobs it at it.
23 hits. I'm still barely alive. It is literally on its last legs as it's limping. It's going to disengage again. I'm going to say it's only half movement though, because it's so badly hurt. Pete.
Gorm just gives him a look.
I'm gonna
Come on, my boy.
I'm gonna get this hole, man. Here it comes. I can taste it. No, I miss. The dagger misses again.
Blood corn.
This is so fucking great. Blood corn misses as well. We just can't get his horn, man. Gorm, who doesn't have a sacred weapon anymore, it's run out.
Yeah, moves back up. Japanese like, please, and, like loves it.
Misses. Just misses without the sacred. Oh no, with the sacred weapon it'd be even less. So
yeah, with
yeah,
turn it off.
Clangs into the like peak, causes like stumbles back slightly and causes you to sort of fall off guard. The Noah is still running. 5, 10, 15. In fact, it's gonna make a brisky play as it's sort of gone down one knee at this point. It's gonna try and dash as fast as it can. So 15 feet, and then I'm gonna have it make another 15 feet to there. As I said, its movement was halved. So attack of opportunity from Pete.
Come on, Pete. This is ridiculous.
It's dashing. It is Pete's go though.
Pete, stop fucking it up!
I'm trying my best, man. Here I come. He can, yeah.
Take a shot.
The short bow, he pulls it out. And he just hits! How does Pete finish it?
I imagine it. He just goes into sniper mode. He's like, and he just like, and it just goes straight through one eye, blows out the back of its head. And
it just face plants on the floor, this thing, and with that, combat is over. Holy fuck, that was intense.
That was really fucking intense.
Alright, let me... So, you find yourselves among a number of bodies as these gnomes are coming and going, oh, thank goodness you came! Oh my god! I can't believe it! What's happening? Oh, they've saved us! You saved us!
Alright. Bloodcorn, untie him.
You know, he's like, okay, boss.
Gorm, he gets a little bit of ale. He's like, fought well, buddy, but guess your best wasn't good enough. And he like pours a bit of ale on Scarface. He's like, gives him a light kiss on the head. He's like, Pete, get his weapons and stuff off him.
Yeah, Pete starts like, okay, man, I got the stuff. I got the stuff off of him, man.
They get what? A spear.
Yeah, all the stuff you bought from you got a spear, a short bow, a shield, a chain shirt. If you want to strip him fucking naked.
Yeah.
A morning star, 20 arrows.
What was his armor?
Chain shirt.
Nice.
The gnomes look up at you, Gorm, and they're like, oh, thank you for saving us so much. We were on our way to Nomengard, when these awful things.
Alright. So, are they all women, or some men?
There's one woman who's dressing you, and there's 2 men behind.
Nomengard, eh? What's there?
Do a history check to see if you are familiar with Nomengard. Gorm. 14, you're definitely familiar. You know that Nomengard is in the Sword Mountains, sort of maybe 15 miles southeast of Phandalin. Sort of past the different hills that are sort of below as the mountains sort of begin. You would know that a number of, they're quite like reclusive rock gnomes live there. They're quite well known with a 14, you know, they're quite well known for like having quite a lot of magical items that they construct. I think you'd also, you wouldn't know what their names were, but you'd know they're ruled over by 2 kings.
Do you need an escort?
Well, if we get back on the road, we could probably make our own way, but we can't really pay for an escort. But if you're offering, we could. And then one of the men says, "We're like, they could have the items if they kept them." He's like, "Oh yeah, we had some stuff with us, some magic items, but the gnolls took it."
Well, that sounds fine to me. I only have one other request for saving your lives.
Yeah.
And, well, to name your children after the three of us.
Of course. And I see you tell them your names.
Yeah, you would. You'd say Bloodcorn.
Pete and Bloodcorn.
Yeah.
She kind of looks back at one of the male gnomes like, "You can have Bloodcorn." He's like, "Oh," looks down, kind of disappointed.
Unsaved your life, you runt. Be happy.
Yeah, real happy. Oh, God.
And, well, give one of them the middle name Scarface.
Will do. Bloodcorn, Scarface.
Nice.
Gnome Rocket. We should look around for these magic items, man.
Yeah, I saw some boxes back there, buddy. Why don't you go have a look?
Yeah, so I'm not going to make you move your tokens around the cavern, but there's sort of two more things of note you could find if you searched. Is he going to search the entirety of the cavern?
I think so. Yeah, he feels like he's cleaned it out.
Yeah. So in the sort of north west, I'll turn off dynamic lighting because this makes it a bit easier.
Also, when he beat that, when Pete beat that gnoll, he would have tooted his horn a few times.
Oh, of course, yeah. And he's like, "Do I get my horn now, man?"
Get it when we're in a settlement, Pete. Don't you worry. It won't be made out of ivory, though. It'll be wood. You have to build up from wood, like I did.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to get my own horn. Oh God, I need a drink. And so you make your way round, and you do find the gnomes' items. They were travelling back to Gnomengard. You find in the chest, you find 2 potions of healing, a spell scroll of True Strike. I rolled randomly for these, by the way. Great fucking cantrip score to get. The worst cantrip in the game. You get a spell scroll of Fog Cloud.
What was that? True Strike?
True Strike, yeah.
Wait, what was it? I'll write it down so I can add it in later.
I can copy it in once you're done. Yeah, a spell scroll of True Strike, a spell scroll of Fog Cloud, a spell scroll of Bark Skin, and you find 9 onyx gemstones, like these black gemstones, worth about 50 gold pieces. And one of the gnomes, if you asked about them, they do look quite unique, and the fact they're all carrying the same gemstone. And one of the gnomes would tell you that we were bringing them to King Nerkley. He's going to conduct a ritual to create a powerful magic item that may be able to stop this dragon should it attack Gnomengard.
You said this king's in Gnomengard?
Yeah, both the kings, King Nerkley and his husband, King what the fuck was his name? King Korbos.
Well, my friend Big Al was saying it's pretty bad. Maybe I should keep hold of him in case I want to do some dragon at punting, right, Pete?
I mean, you can have them if you want, but if we can get them to King Nerkley, then we can make a weapon that might be able to kill the dragon.
Well, I might as well go with you. I haven't got anything else to do.
Oh, thanks. That would be great. Save us from getting grabbed off the road again.
I'll make sure Big Al gets you all a butterskull. You're looking a bit, and he would poke one in the belly. Malnourished.
That sounds lovely. I didn't know you were friends with Big Al. From the butter skull, right? We always order the butter skulls in here. No, Mingard.
Or maybe we could take a shipment for him, sell it for, make some profit. Big Al might like the sound of that.
Yeah, man, it's a great idea, man. I like the sound of that.
Not much of a businessman, but Big Al will make sure it goes down well. Maybe he'll even give us a cut.
I'm sure the kings will be happy to trade for goods.
Well,
one other thing you would find in here, Gorm, is you would find a statue in the sort of Western. It looks like it's sort of recently been bought here. Do me a religion check to see if you recognise what the statue looks like.
What does it look like?
It's very crude. It's not. It's like made of wood, and it's not that heavy. But it does. It resembles a knoll. It looks like it's maybe recently been bought here.
Is there any part of it that looks? He'd be like, Pete, cut the head off. We're taking it with us.
Not really. It's more like a totem than a statue. Maybe is the best way to describe it. It's like quite a big totem.
Is there any bit that looks more, cool?
There would probably be like on the sort of, it's all kind of attached to each other. It's not like particularly well carved, but it looks like there's kind of like maybe you could cut a bit of like the tooth off that's kind of like protruding slightly. You're not familiar with whatever it's depicting, but
he might just be like, Pete, just burn it down.
Yeah, man, I'll burn it down real good. And then get the hell out of here. So, Pete, you gather the gnomes. I assume you untie them, and Pete burns the totem before him, and you make your way outside the cave to be greeted once more with Meatball.
Looks at Meatball, he's like, "You're a good boy," and then gives him the rest of a ration.
Yeah, and he'll quite happily eat it up. And
one thing he would do, he'd be like, Bloodcorn, how are you feeling? Want to go home? You down here? Or you coming with us?
I'm going home. Might not do this again. I gotta tell his family and whatnot.
kind of has a look through all his shit, and he's like, "You want anything? Off Scarface. Need anything?"
I'm good, man. Just maybe I could, get double pay or something. Take his pay.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. And he gives a Bloodcorn the 14 gold.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I'll give some of it to his family and whatnot.
Nah, you don't have to. But it'd be nice.
Yeah. And she sort of part ways, and he's like, "Do you want me to take the dog with me, or are you taking it with you?"
Meatball's my dog.
Okay. Alright, well, that was a shit day.
Well, he survived. It's better than Scarface. Pretty good.
I'm going back to Tribal. See you later.
How much is a horn? I mean, Natalie, sorry.
That's alright. How much is a horn, cost-wise?
Yeah.
I don't know, like a gold?
He would hand Bloodcorn a gold and be like, "Get yourself a horn, yeah?"
Yeah, man, I'll get myself a horn. Cheers. He sort of, we part ways. I assume you're probably going to rest up and then make your way back to Butterskull Ranch?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you travel... to be honest, I'd imagine maybe he'd stick with you, now I think about it, because he's got to make the journey pretty much back with you, so he might as well. So, you begin to make your journey north back through the hills towards the ranch. And as you start to get into range of the ranch, can you do a perception check for me?
Oh, don't you do it. Oh, I'm going to be dead.
In the distance, Gorm, you see that... let me quickly describe this. Where is it? is it? So before the sorry, before you see that pigs harmlessly wander the fields outside their pens, and between the farmhouse ahead of you and the gutted barn lie the scattered corpses of 5 humans and 2 orcs, and there are a number of other orcs that are surrounding the state of the farm. You can see that in the distance that there has clearly been a fire. There is the outside there would be, let me just look at the map quickly, sorry. There would be like a smithy beyond the pond that is completely like burnt up, and there's a barn sort of to the west of that, so it's completely sort of burnt up as well. With a 14, you don't think you can see Big Al amongst the bodies. Looks like a lot of his farm hands.
Would that woman that he met be dead?
Yeah. You can see her amongst the bodies at a distance. You're probably quite far, but I think from you've got a slightly elevated position that you could make out enough detail to be like, there's one woman there. She was wearing quite a distinctive outfit.
It turns to Pickle Pete and it's like, damn it all!
And then as you shout sort of damn it all to the skies, you kind of look over to your sort of westerly direction, and you see sort of climbing up out of the sort of undergrowth, you see 4 different figures. You see 2 stout looking dwarven women who are both heavily armoured. You see a short halfling girl with a tuft of blonde hair on her back who's got a small little like bird that hops on her shoulder, and then you see a tall sort of human looking woman with long red hair and who's sort of got a mask carried in her sort of left hand, and sort of her skin looks pale and it's kind of cracking and golden. And they look to also have sort of have come up on this scene at the same time as you had. And I think with that, we'll end the session there to prep you to...
Oh, that must be like one of my favourite sessions ever. It was so good.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind.
Loved it. I don't know, like one-on-one is really, really, really fun.
Yeah, it's really engaging, I think.
Yeah, it was just like all the characters like really quickly got personalities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And then you get to maybe try and rescue Big Al with the rest of the group.
Damn it all!
Damn it all! I can't wait. I was going to describe that when they come up on the thing, because it'll be like the first sort of 15 minutes probably of them being on their own, and they'll arrive and then they'll just hear, damn it all! Oh, it's going to be so great.
Oh, I loved it, Natalie. It was great. It was really great.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think it'll be really fun now getting these characters in with the main campaign.
Oh. Yeah, it's got to be. We have to do like either me or Tom have to do a sort of one-on-one for you, because I think you're the only one who hasn't done one, right?
Yeah, I've never done a one-on-one as a player, no.
Yeah, if Babette gets stolen or something, we can play out like.
I think it's really good for like introducing a new character and like getting a bit of backstory.
It's super good.
Yeah. Because now you come in and you've got a very good idea who your character is and who Pete is, and you know who Big Al is.
And he's got a dog.
And he's got Meatball, his dog. It just adds so much to it.
Yeah, and I think it's really good to do it the way you did it, where a lot of it is kind of radiant as well.
I'm getting more and more and more into the random rolling, because one thing I was thinking when I initially started getting these random tables up, right? So for example, on the random encounter table, on the grassland encounters, like number 5 on there is a fucking Ankylosaurus. And I was like, that would never make any fucking sense. Why do I like half these things are useless? But I was like,
Yeah.
The Ankylosaurus doesn't have to be an Ankylosaurus. It can be anything. It could be someone is a mage is conjuring some sort of illusion that makes it look like there's an Ankylosaurus, or it could be a completely different animal that just has the stat block of an Ankylosaurus. It could be a giant cow that just that someone's. And I think I was just thinking like with all that radiant stuff, it's like just use it for quick inspiration and stuff, and it just adds so much. I feel like.
Yeah. Especially with like like how you did it in this one and the other one, like random NPCs, random like not sidekicks, but well, like those two guys. Because as soon as like all their stuff came out, we had a great idea of who they were.
Exactly, and it's kind of I think it's really fun to make those characters together because it makes you feel like more invested in them, like you know. I don't know. It's just really like satisfying. Especially like if it's an important NPC, obviously, like the DM really needs to be making it. But they're just random fuckers. Like I'm not gonna I've not made them before the session or anything, and it's more fun for you to roll for it and see what you get.
Yeah, like if Babette wanted to hire any, idiots.
Yeah,
that'd be great to do.
That'd be really funny.
I hope Babette does start. Getting his gang.
Oh yeah.
Once
he definitely will. Building up a fucking little mob gang. Mafia Babette.
Was this one recorded or is it going to be a sort of?
I've got it recorded. Yeah.
Oh.
I might upload it after the next.
That's a good idea.
Second, so.
I know me and Tom are going to do the Sandra one tomorrow. I don't know if you want to watch it or not.
What day is it tomorrow? What am I doing tomorrow? God, I feel like I'm doing something tomorrow. I can't remember. I might watch it, yeah.
Yeah, it depends if you want it to be a surprise.
It might be nice to be a surprise, though. You could always record it. One of you could record it and then chuck it up on the channel at a later date.
It's a good idea.
And I can always watch. That'd be quite cool, I think. If one of you record it, then I watch it back after we've already come into that stuff and seen all that shit. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, what was it? I was looking at a channel earlier. I talked to Liam about why the views might be going up.
Yeah.
But he was saying once you get like enough of similar content, sometimes that starts, because it knows what it is at that point, it starts like pushing it more.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's why on average, that's why the newer ones have got more.
Yeah. It's weird, like, the views are so, like, they dropped down. The session 3 of Dragon of Icespire Peak only got 10 views, which I was so sad about, because I genuinely think, if you watch that episode, I think that's the best DMing I've ever done. Like, I was really proud of my DMing after that session. I just, like, everything kind of came together. All my descriptions were really good, and the random encounters worked out really well, and I think I played the combat really interestingly, and it was just like, all the roleplay came together quite well. And I was like, but that only got 10 views, and then Cold Mountain Session 12 got 45 views, so it's like,
it's
really random.
I think it's like what it pushes, so maybe because it's further on in the series, it's more likely to push the first one again.
Yes, probably.
Or something like that. And like Into the Dark got 269.
Yeah. Trail of Decay got 246. Have you watched that, by the way?
I'm going to watch through.
Hannah's DMing was like honestly really fucking good. I was super it's not like I expected it to be bad or anything, but I was just expecting it to be a bit more like Stefan's one shot, where it would be like, like he's like obviously new to it, but Hannah was just like straight into it and super like I was like, holy shit, this is really good. I was like, I want to see a full Hannah campaign now.
What is it?
And there was some little NPC stuff that was like that you'd find really endearing, I think. There's a little there's a little
bad
pixie
thing is not playing. Yeah.
We came across a little pixie, and I won't spoil it, but it's just like funny but also really sad, and I was like, oh, this is like, it's really awesome.
Did it make Hannah more confident?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
She was even saying she would consider running a campaign now, which is pretty awesome.
Holy shit. That's a big jump after one. Steph, never again.
Yeah. We only got halfway through the the one shot.
Oh,
So
okay.
we cut it off like halfway and sort of turned it into a 2-part one shot. So we haven't played the second half yet. Did I tell you what my character was for that one shot?
Hang on, I'll just click on it quickly.
Because
I'll try it. Are they all on the start screen?
They should be.
Was it? Oh, God, I can't decide. It's a woman with sunglasses.
That's Stefan's character.
Okay.
Mine is Kathleen the Tigress. So I made it so that she is basically being a girl who was raised by cats, and then she's a swarm keeper ranger, but her swarm is a swarm of cats. And she also, I flavoured it so I like Hannah let me like, instead of taking a feat for the variant human, that I could have something where basically my daggers are all just cats, and when I throw them, they come back to me at the end of by the start of my next turn.
That's so good.
It's really funny. And I give them all names and stuff.
Who do you prefer more? 60 sessions of Osdred or 1 session of
Gorm?
my
God, definitely Gorm. Gorm is what I wanted in Strahd, I think, was like someone who would be like super positive in the face of adversity. Just like, yeah, I think... I mean, not that I wanted, but more like in hindsight, I wish I had that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the group needed someone who was just... Because, like, for example, when Meadhan came in, how much difference that made.
Yeah.
I mean, it still ground him down, to be honest, but yeah.
Yeah, because you designed that horrific story for him that just killed all his friends. At least he had the chance to save them.
He could have saved, like, at least 2 of them. He could have saved 2 of them. If he'd snuck up on Rahadin's stuff when he had the guy in whatever that fucking town was called, Valaki, he could have probably saved him, and he definitely could have saved... I had a whole fucking romance subplot planned with that, the gnome girl, whatever she was, who got turned into a fucking...
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. That one-eyed Cyclops thing.
I wonder, in the future... I know it's like a lot of work. Well, it's not like a lot of work. But like at the beginning of a campaign, if it's like 3 people playing, do a one shot with each one.
I've definitely considered this, and I think it's much better. Makes way more sense to me to do it that way.
Yeah. Especially if it was like you, Hannah, Tom, me.
Yeah, it's such a cool way of doing it, in my opinion, and it gives you a bit more of, you know, what your character's going in, and it makes you, and then it also gives the option going, if you play a whole session of that character, go, by the way, Kieran, I didn't really like my character that much. Can we try another one shot with a different character? Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, that's fine. Like, it only took 2 and a bit hours. Like, and that planning, like, I had it done in an hour. Like, it didn't take long at all. Like,
yeah. Especially if it's very radiant like that, then you can end up with some stuff that you wouldn't even think of having.
Exactly. Which works out super well, I think.
What was I going to say?
I was going to say something as well, but I've forgotten.
Oh. Yeah, when I was fighting that big gnoll, and I was like, oh god, maybe Gorm goes down.
Yeah.
Could die. And I was like, I would be fine just playing Pickle Pete as a full character.
Exactly, that'd be really funny. There's so many things you could do like that. I think I know what next big campaign I'm going to run now, though. I've been really thinking it over, because I've been really wanting to run another Ravenloft campaign, because I've just been reading through the book, and there's one place which I really want to do a campaign called Lamordia, which is the domain of snow and stitched flesh.
Holy fuck.
I'll read the little bit of the blurb to you, and then I'll describe to you what my mind is, because especially we're talking about the one-shots to start off and everything. So the little blurb says, life is cheap in Lamordia. As far as the land's esteemed scholars are concerned, that spark that animates flesh is merely the result of chemical accidents and the proper formulas. Golems, homunculi, and other constructed beings grown to life to support a populace desperate to survive in this frigid realm. Frozen bogs and glacial expanses surround Lamordia's smog and machinery-filled cities. Unpredictable blizzards plague the long winters, and chill summers last only a few weeks. Those who brave the wilds must contend with starving predators from wolf packs and giant owls to isolated humanoid clans struggling to subsist outside the domain's iron-walled cities. The cruel environment and populace threatened by starvation make Lamordia a crucible of desperate innovations. Claiming to work for the greater good, innovators and scholars push beyond the limits of mortality. Their scalpels turn scientific pursuits into butchery as their experiments reach beyond what is necessary for health to grasp and after the secrets of existence. Flesh is Lamordia's most abundant natural resource, exploited for both desperate purposes and vain ambitions, and no ambitions have led to greater evils than the work of the domain's Dark Lord, Dr. Victra Mordenheim. Basically, like, the campaign would be, I'll show you the map. I'll put it in Discord.
So it wouldn't be as, would it just be dark in a different way than Strahd?
Very different. It'd be more like capitalistic, because all of you are going to be from Lamordia, so it's not like you're coming into the realm. It would be more like capitalistic dark, in that kind of like, you're almost, you know that thing, you're selling your body just to get by, like metaphorically. It'd almost be like you're selling your body literally to get by. Wow. But the idea would be that, like, I would I'm going to make a bunch of custom backgrounds that come with like custom feats and stuff like that you can put on your character. So for example, I've got one in mind already, because one of the big like food sources in Lamordia is there's like whalers. So there would be one background that would be like a replacement for the sailor background, being like a whaler. But some of the feats I want to be like perks in Fallout, where they've got an upside. So for example, I made one the other day where it was like, because of your frequent sailing on the seas of the Sea of Secrets and dealing with the harsh winds, you get +1 to your constitution and resistance to cold damage. But because you are a whaler, one fateful day you got dragged under the waters by a evil white whale that bit your arm off, so you only got one arm and you get -1 to your dexterity. And this is stuff like you can choose to take. Like, you don't have to pick it, but if you want to do that for flavour, you could.
I like that a lot.
And there's also
I imagine there's like a bit of lore about this place, but mostly it would be like you filling places out.
A lot of it would be me. Like there's like paragraphs of descriptions for each place. Bless it.
I think that's one of the sort of things I had. I like big worlds, but big worlds that are contained.
That's what I love about Ravenloft stuff as well.
Yeah, like this looks like that.
Yeah.
I think the universe I'm making is kind of a bit like that.
Yeah.
What world amounts like that, because it's basically, you've just looked at one continent so far.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if it's this big, like this big on this map, there's lots of places you're like, oh, we could go there, we could go there, we could go there. And it's not too far.
No, it's not.
But when you have a massive fucking map and you're like, well, we could go anywhere, but I don't know where any of them are and like what they have.
And if you look at the scale down the bottom, like, that much is only 3 miles. Like, it's not, places aren't far apart at all, really.
No. Yeah, I'd be well down for that. This, like, just this map and what you've said already sounds really interesting. It's a bit. It sounds like BioShock crossed with that like Cthulhu stuff.
Yes, definitely give that vibe for sure.
Which
BioShock's a great shout. There's some cool stuff as well. Like, you could, one of your backgrounds I'm going to make, I haven't made it properly yet, but there's like, you could be from Ludendorff's university, where there are a bunch of like scholars and scientists. You could be from there who like, they basically worship Dr. Mordenheim and like follow try and follow in her like her footsteps and stuff. And or you could be from there's another city that's basically a mining city, like it's called New Furchtenberg, where they basically just there's loads of tapped out mines. There's like an iron walled city with like refineries everywhere, and you could be like a miner. But my idea is that it all start is that for whatever reason that you've all like hit rock bottom at the same time in whatever industry you're in. So like, say if you're a whaler, you might have had your arm bitten off, like I said in the thing, and then you're like, well, I can't be a fucking whaler anymore, so I'm basically going to be be forced into the life of adventuring a bit, so you've got to like take on what work you can get, kind of thing. And I want all of you to come in with that kind of mindset, where it's like we have to just our old our old careers are kind of like that. We've kind of burnt that bridge, or for whatever reason. Like maybe if you were a student at the university, you like did something crazy and like completely got like exiled, or you just failed. Yeah, there's so many things I think you could do.
I think that'd be great. It's a great idea for a campaign.
Thank you. I think that's the next big one I'm planning to run, because I think I was looking at Spelljam, like it's not released till late August, and I think I have to read through the whole book and get a really good idea of what I want to do with it. So I think that's not really realistic until like next year, probably.
Who would you plan to have play this one?
You, Tom, and Hannah. I don't really want any more people than that.
Yeah.
I think I want this. I think because it's a horror campaign as well. I think one of the failings of Strahd
was so big.
It was too many people. Things are way less scary when you've got 6 people, because combat becomes way less scary. Like just seeing that today, how hard combat was, like, and how tense that was, just with you and a few sidekicks. It was like it suddenly becomes a lot scarier.
This is the first time I've played it with the health bars on.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I like this more, but part of me thinks I did.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
It felt like more tense because it was like, come on.
I think the health bars, like, whilst like on the surface, it's like that's more gamey. I think it just gives you a better reflection of what your characters would actually be seeing. Because if you're like, you like if your another character next to you goes down to like 1 HP, you're suddenly like, oh shit, he's in a bad spot, and you would just be able to tell it by looking at them in real life. Like if he's just been stabbed in the fucking like side, it's like, oh shit, he's about, he's not got much left in the tank, sort of thing.
Because usually we ask, but
I just
really
forget often.
Yeah. And there's it's a lot like he's not looking good, he's bloodied.
Yeah.
Which the bar pretty much tells you anyway.
Well, the bar for all the minions on then, the monsters. I didn't realise.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise it was. I didn't even realise. I thought you were talking about just the companions.
No,
oh, interesting.
I kind of liked it.
Oh, of course, yeah, because I changed the setting.
Because when those guys came back, I was like, oh shit, they're back. The weak ones are back.
I might just leave it on for this campaign then and see how that goes.
No, yeah. It just felt very
I like it.
You got a sense of when it might end and things like that.
Yeah. That's cool. I'll leave that on then if you like it then, because I didn't even realise it was on.
I think it's worth experimenting with anyway.
Yeah. How did you feel about the individual initiative rolls for the thing?
Oh yeah, I really liked it, but obviously it works with a certain amount, right?
Yes, I think if you had bigger combats, I'd put certain enemies in little groups.
Yeah.
Like groups of 3 or whatever, if you had a much bigger combat, but I think for certain size combats it works really well.
I don't actually think we do massive combats much.
No, we don't. No. Not since Tom's campaign, really. Or Strahd. No, we had some in Strahd. There was the Twig Blight fight at the winery, which was... that was like when I vowed to never do big combat again.
I've just naturally sort of steered away from them with...
Don't blame you. They're so stressful to run.
Yeah. And also completely unnecessary.
I would run them again. I've been looking at like Matt Colville's channel put out a video today about in 4E they had minions, which are basically this like, so you'd have a stat block of an orc, but it's got 1 HP.
That's kind of cool.
If you like, it gives you that vibe of like, you're Legolas in Lord of the Rings and he's just shooting down all the orcs. Like makes you feel like a badass, but it's still like if they hit you, they're still going to do damage and be threatening.
Yeah.
But if you hit them, they're just dead. Like they're instantly dead.
They're like true glass cannons.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you can put a lot more enemies in, but it doesn't like clog up combat as much. Yeah,
because they just get shot down.
Yeah.
But you still have to be smart, don't you? Because you can't get surrounded by them.
Exactly, because if you get surrounded, you can still only make, 2 attacks a turn once you get to level 5, if you're a fighter or whatever, or...
Yeah.
So, it's very interesting.
What campaign would have to finish for you to start this Lamordia one?
Wildbound's going to go 100 sessions, so that's not ending anytime soon. This probably either Icespire or maybe put Plank King's Plunder on the back burner, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think Plank Kings will take that long, though. Maybe like 20 sessions. I think this will take about 20 sessions.
Yeah. Mm.
And they're already, we're already 4 sessions in. So you probably got about 15 sessions with Gorm, maybe.
Sweet.
Obviously, it depends on role playing and stuff, and it depends on how many quests you do. Because some quests you could just be like, fuck it. Like,
yeah, it's kind of weird that we're doing so many campaigns simultaneously, but I like it.
I was talking to Tom about it, and for me personally, I much prefer running lots of little campaigns rather than one big campaign, because it's more fun for me to plan, because I get to plan lots of little different things, and I get to plan based off my mood. And it also means, like, if I'm not in the mood, sometimes I'm not in the mood to, like, at the moment I'm not massively in the mood to run Wildbound, but I might be next week. But then I am really in the mood to run this campaign, so I'm just like, I can just run Icespire this week, and we can do Wildbound maybe in a couple of weeks, or another week I might be like, I'm really back into the mood of running Plank King again, and then we can do that. And it's just, and I think after, like, I think Wildbound especially has proven to me that we took a massive break from it, and it didn't break our stride at all. Like, no, it doesn't. I think, and it's nice that you can, like, do a little section of, like, I can do a big planning and just be like, okay, I'm going to plan like 10 sessions. They can do 10 sessions, and then I can just take a break from it for a little while, and then come back to it and do another 10 sessions. And I don't know, it just, like, trying to do like 30 session campaign all at once, like every week, it makes me feel really burnt out on the campaign when I'm running it.
I think what I'm going to do with Shattered Lake is essentially go to a point where there's been a lot of because I want that campaign more to be about your characters.
Yeah. So
go to a point where a lot of people's arcs feel finished, like, and then put it on pause or something like that.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Because you can all, and the thing is as well, like, you don't, if you put, I think doing things in arcs makes perfect sense to me as well, because, like, Wildman I very much planned out in arcs. Like, I've got arc 1, and like I've got a villain for arc 1, and once that villain is, once you've dealt with that villain in whatever way happens, like, I don't know how it's going to go, obviously you probably know it's the salvation stuff, but once that stuff is all resolved, then that'll be like, that's the end of arc 1, and then, but now you're going to move on to arc 2, which is probably going to be more involved of you guys, of, what, dealing with the fallout of, what's happened with you freeing the druid guy and stuff like that, and, all the consequences of stuff that happened in arc 1. So it feels really dynamic to do that, and it sets up lots of natural breakpoints, I think. It also feels in Shad Lake, Babette stuff is definitely at 1.
Yeah.
Like, real stuff is very long term.
Yeah.
Gilfy stuff is probably like short to mid term.
Yeah.
Because once she gets that package, things will, start.
Yeah.
And then I do have some stuff for Hepatra, which will. She got that seahorse, didn't she?
God, I cannot. It's been so long that I just literally cannot remember.
That happened.
I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Oh fuck!
Well, I won't say anything. Don't worry.
Maybe that was the beginning of next session. I think that might be.
I can't even remember what we did in the last session. I literally can't remember. I think there was a whirlpool.
Yes.
We were travelling somewhere.
You finished off Blackpool.
Yeah.
And then you...
Did we even... We didn't buy
tentacle.
Anything, did we? Yeah, the tentacle, that was it. Yeah. And we fought the thing at the lake, didn't we? The Lacusta.
Yeah, it's next session, that stuff with Patra.
Okay, cool. I won't say anything, don't worry.
Yes, and hers feels short to mid-term as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like how Babette's got... If Babette survives his first act, he's got more. I like that.
Yeah,
but if he doesn't, then it's kind of like
it could change the course of other things.
yeah.
Especially like if he gets captured. I really like the idea of him being captured and then maybe me playing another PC to try and rescue him. And so I just really like that vibe.
I'd like to do a Babette one shot if he gets captured.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome.
Like see if he can escape on his own, or if he gets stuck or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be good luck with that.
We'll see.
I've got some, other spells now. He's got his new class. I'm so excited to play the fucking Bard subclass. It's gonna be so much more fun, I think.
Yeah.
It's just simplified everything of the... Because I like the merchant class, but it's a lot of number crunching. Which I do not find... It just took me out of the sessions a lot because I felt like I couldn't... I was distracted because I was like... I need to focus on fixing these, like, whatever is in my portable storefront and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like... And then I was like, I've got to work out the cost and the weight and add it up. And it just like, when you're trying to listen in and do other stuff at the same time, it was just so irritating.
Yeah, I think you've essentially got a similar class where you've cut down the stuff.
Yeah, just cut out the chaff.
Streamlined it.
Yeah.
And kept the same feel as what you wanted.
And now I've got all the spells from like Acquisitions Incorporated, which like is so perfect for that thing. Like I've got Distort Value now, which I can spend a minute touching an object, and for the next 8 hours, I can either make that object to illusion magic to anyone who's observing it. Either looks like it's worth double the value that it costs, or it's worth half the value. Which is such like a silly little spell, but it's just cool, and I don't know, it's interesting. And then I'm wondering. I got Gift of Gab as well, which is that reaction I can do where I can basically like a little mini modifier memory where I can like the last 6 seconds of what I've said I can just undo, and the person next to me all they think I said was like the verbal component of the spell.
Is it? Has he got a role? Has he got a D&D Beyond character sheet?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh shit! Have you added it?
Yeah, yeah. He's in the
Okay,
campaign.
sweet.
You can look at all his stuff.
I'll have a look at that. God, there's so many campaigns now.
Too many.
3, 6, 9.
And there's lots of other cool stuff now. Like I put like as part of his Bard subclass, you can take the use an object action as a bonus action, which means you can start you can throw vials of acid as a bonus action, which just allows to do lots of cool different plays and stuff. And like you can do I got bang for your buck still, which like buffs the healing and or damage caused by items you use still. So I can like spend my bard, but now I spend my bardic inspiration to do that. Which is cool.
Which makes sense.
There's lots of stuff like that.
Oh, I'm looking forward to Thursday.
Me too, really not.
I was just annoyed yesterday because I was trying to get engaged and I just couldn't. I was like, it's fucking tablet.
Oh, what, in Tom's session?
Yeah, because I know it was a good session because I was listening
and
trying to work it out, but I just couldn't fully engage.
Yeah, I totally get that. It must be annoying not having the computer.
That now. Cool.
I'm glad.
Anyway, I'll talk to you maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe, well, definitely Thursday.
Yeah. I'll see you Thursday or tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Natalie. That's so good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I love Gorm already.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.